Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took a red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said.
Culture combs the hair on his butt, then he goes outside and has a nut. I don't know, I can't rhyme, I'm out of time. Welcome to the late night culture stream. No, this is not a dream. This is not a dream. I'm about to get fucking ill.
Wow, I feel like I need some ecstasy and glow sticks, man.
Well, I try. I provide. We have people who actually recognize the band. And let me tell you, I am glad we are here. By the way, Tom Connors was the man in the middle with the rap. Wow, dude, that was brilliant. Well done.
Well, thank you.
No, it's very good. Sorry, I wrecked your intro.
I forgot to say shave your nuts.
You didn't ruin the intro at all, my friend. I'm so glad we have an all-star panel here. Of course, we brought in some Australian representation. I was terrified because my Australian people seem to be absent today, so I'm glad we have the Prince Lethal Lightning, the man of miracles. How's it going, my friend?
After that, I'm fucking hyped.
Yeah, I hear that.
How are you?
I'm stoked, brother. I'm happy. You don't understand. We're way past my bedtime now, so you don't know what you're getting. You just don't know what you're getting. But heck, I don't even know what we're going to talk about. Somebody better have an idea. I have no clue. We've got the incredible rap master, Mr. Tom Connors. Wow, it was really hype.
Is it just me, or is Culture like behind in his video? Like he's still talking, although he's not talking.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, his video is kind of lagging.
His delay.
Yeah, he is.
All right, well, I can just leave. You guys want to run the show?
No,
like a Bruce Lee movie.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I'll fix that. Okay, there. I'm good. I'm done with that.
There you
Look,
go.
I just want to. I also want to introduce.
It was tripping me out.
That's fine. We got the man of divisions. Many of them. Well, at least comics wise, it's comics division. What's going on, brother?
I'm exhausted. I was out in 104-degree heat all day today, out the ranch, and my brain is cooked.
Oh boy. Well, All right.
Surprisingly,
yes,
I
but
don't have a sunburn. I'm a little bit red, but not too bad.
you are going to be quite tan. That's what you're going to be. So,
Parts of me will. Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Like my arms, you know, the nice farmer's tan. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, well, thank you for that. That was wonderful.
You're
let's see,
right.
we
Part of
also
Dick's
have-
division is in the house tonight, criticizable the Rainbow Knight.
yeah, criticizable. And last but not
Criticizable,
least,
that's what it is? Sorry.
criticizable. The crazed, the Rainbow Knight, the many other things is amazing. But as I get to the most important person here, the ever lovely and the incredibly voiced Six. How are you doing tonight, Six?
I'm great. I had a 2-hour nap, solid 2-hour nap, so I'm good to go for another couple days. But your intro begs the question: how is it supposed to feel?
A little squishy.
Maybe our late arrival, the cotton representation, will give you an idea of how it's supposed to feel.
Oh,
John.
hey! Sorry I'm late, guys. Welcome back to the Jolly Culture Show. I just got out of the hospital. You guys remember how I had that hot date with Amber Heard, and then
Yeah, and you lost a hand out of that equation.
yeah,
Yeah,
she
I
jumped.
remember that.
Well, I got it repaired. Tom, if you would please, some Terminator music.
Okay, let me see what I can do here.
Wow. Wow. Oh, thank you.
Don't
for
squeeze your
that.
junk too hard with that, man.
Oh, good
That's
luck.
that's looking good, brother. I love that.
There's no hair on it.
It's
Yeah,
kind of heavy.
Yeah.
I'm getting used to it, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Kind of long.
Do me a favor, say, no, that's not true. That's impossible.
I'll
No,
do that.
that's not true. That's impossible.
Yeah, that works.
Wait, do it again with feeling.
No, that's not true. That's impossible.
The real question
Search
is,
your feelings, you will find it to be true.
can you flip somebody the bird with that thing?
One of the fingers is missing.
Why is it that finger?
They told me I'm not allowed to be, so R-rated. I
Toxic.
guess I'm supposed.
Well,
Yeah.
is there a thumb?
Yeah, I could still touch you where you want me to touch you there, Six.
Okay. Well, I
can
like
still
it
do my
hairy, though.
thing. Yeah, I know.
How does your peen like your new hand?
Oh boy.
Well, should we do a video? I mean, I got clips here. We can.
Yes.
Wait, there's video?
Uh,
Let's go to the videotape.
Maybe later. Maybe later. Yeah,
Hey,
we'll wait on that.
Oh, now you're just chickening out.
Well, I think Culture needs to have a couple more drinks first, and then we'll show the video.
or 10. Look, we have a huge audience waiting for us, folks that have been here for quite some time. I mean, we were stacking them like cordwood. Thanks for being here, everybody. Let's say hi to most of you, if not all of you. If we can get to all of you, that'd be amazing. Let's see. I'm going to scroll to the top and say hi and to everybody that's here. And then I've got 3 super chats already. So thank you for that. What a supportive audience. I appreciate it. 6, of course, is on the panel. And we have DS Ford out there, Chris Mead. Speaking Chris Mead, Tom, I need something from you. We'll talk about it after the stream. We've got Cosmic Squirrel out there, of course. We've got Storyman Jack, Eric K, Tim Hayes. Good to see you, my friend. There's Cathew, all the way from Hawaii. Let's see who else rolled in. We got some other folks popped in here. I think Tim and DS Ford were talking for a while. Oh, the ever lovely Tina Bojan is here. Wow, we are filling up with females this evening. Cosmic Squirrel from the Cosmos. I think I covered that. We've got our good friend Mr. Tickletrunk sending a super sticker at the beginning of the stream. Thank you for that, my friend. I have no way to know what that is because my chat has scrolled so far beyond it.
You just have to watch out for sister. She's awful.
I
Really?
bet it was poop.
Oh no, it's a Shiba Inu dog,
What
Fart and
about
Heart. Thank you for that. Yeah, we got let's see, the ever lovely Sherry out there. Look, the ladies are here, everybody. We got Sean Estep here. We've
Yeah,
got
all
our
3
good
of
friend
us.
Stephen Ransom. Hey,
All 3 of you, yeah.
That's as many as there are on YouTube, right? There's only 3, and you all like travel around to all the streams, don't you?
Yeah, we travel like a pack.
Ooh, oh, all right.
Pack of
Criticizable, the
bitches.
Rainbow Knight. No, you're fine. You're fine. Got Mr. Shirt out there who was on my Sunday Culture review this morning.
Oh, speaking
Lots
of shirts, I got a cool shirt on.
Oh, wait, let me bloat it up.
It's the Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, it is.
Never
And you
seen
can't.
that.
I don't know if you can see the color, but they're their colors. Mr. Yellow.
Yeah, I see the colors.
Yeah. It's a really cool shirt. I like that shirt.
You're wearing a rainbow shirt there, Tom.
Like a rainbow in the dark.
There you go.
Yes, I'm
this
very, very festive for the month.
There you go. We got another lady in the house. Olivriana Makara is joining us. Looks pretty good. Yeah, we got Floral from Under a Rock, who can be whatever you want.
Floral from Under a Rock. That's how I can do his voice. That's the closest I can do it.
Let me.
He's working on some puppets for me, kids.
Oh, I've heard. We've got KR Nut 82 out there.
We're gonna do some cock magic here. You just wait.
Dragon, like with chickens?
No. With dicks. Male genitalia.
You didn't practice?
Shaft, balls, pubic hair, sperm.
We were all supposed to come with one trick.
Right.
6 is doing the ping pong trick.
I got that trick down.
Yeah. So why didn't you come prepared, Culture?
And Lethal, all he has to do is just come.
Exactly.
That's my secret, Jolly.
I'm
always
so
coming.
And another lovely lady is out in the audience. It's did I sound like Polly?
No, he's more like
He sounded like Cookie Monster.
Yeah, he kind of
C is for cookie, that's good enough for me.
C is for cookie, that's good enough for me.
He's a good dude. He's just got an addiction,
I hear that.
He's seeking treatment for that.
Yeah.
Cookie need crack.
Yeah.
Cookie is crack.
You guys are so great. What a huge
I know a crackhead when I see one.
office girl, another lovely lady in the audience. See, we're not chasing off the ladies.
Culture.
Not yet. Nice
It's
job.
true. It's true. I caught him in the bathroom. He put some cookie dough in a spoon and was trying to light it with a big lighter. It was pathetic.
Cookie have such a problem.
Southern Belle, another lovely lady. Boy, we're filling up in here. But we got some super chats we're going to jump on real
Well,
quick.
Sesame Street isn't a very nice place. I mean, it's full of homeless people and
Yeah, dude, that one guy lives in
crack
a trash
addicts
garbage.
and pimps and
Yeah. And you know what?
They have
Mr.
a garbage monster.
They do,
he lives
yeah.
in he's a fucking homeless dude. They just let him live there on the street like he's not even there. They just walk around him.
And they call him a grouch. Like
Yeah, and they constantly call him names.
Yeah, those two dudes that have been living together for 60 years, they're just weird. Just
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, they're not friends
Bert.
at all.
The rubber ducky thing's just it's really getting to be, a fetish, and we can all tell.
Rubber ducky, you're the one.
You
have
lots of fun.
That's kind
Hey,
of
Jolly, you can't tell me
about
that
it.
if I came over with a rubber ducky right now, you wouldn't at least be curious.
I would
yeah,
definitely start the bath up. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. We got Mr. Tickle Trunk out there for a Canadian $2. Oh wow. I haven't had anything to drink, to be honest with you, and I can't speak.
I'm CultureCasino Australians now. I promise to God I am.
But we've got
Sorry, I gotta drink and read this thing here. And I'll just is that a word?
yeah, other streams stopped so everyone could be here. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I hope that's true. And
How does my hair look?
Tom,
My God.
in Culture's defense, he had a concussion today. We got to give him a little
oh
slack.
gosh.
Oh, yeah,
What did you do?
Okay, so this is part of the story you don't know because I have this DIY channel, right? And
I don't know any of the story.
Okay, well, you'll hear it right now. Just stop interrupting for a change.
No.
Anyways, so I have a table saw, right? And in order to get the gate like to extend far enough out, you have to add these steel pieces.
What's the
And-
gate?
The fence, the gate, whatever, you line it up against the blade to cut specific distances between the blade and the wood. But anyway, that's not the point.
You're using fancy words here.
The point of the story is that because I wear glasses, didn't notice that I was bending down, didn't notice that one of the steel bars that support these fence rails was like right in front of me. So I smashed my nose about as hard as I possibly could without breaking it this morning.
How do you get yourself a concussion from hitting your nose?
Dude, okay, so a concussion is caused when your brain rattles around in your skull and bruises it. You can do that in any way. You get whiplash hard enough in a car accident, you can concuss.
I can cuss now? Cool.
No.
Okay, I turned it off when you said bent over and steel
Wait,
bar.
Wait a second, fuck all night.
I know, right?
Okay, anyway, Pinochet's helicopter tours for $2. Thank you, Blue-Eyed Roof Korean. We shall dance party our way to a dystopian future. Indeed, I think we already did with the intro.
God.
Is this going to be another karaoke stream?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
That's 2 votes.
We're not singing tonight. Nikki D for $5. This is important, everybody. This is important. For $5, Nikki D asked the important question: did Disney secure the rights to the Cricket League streaming stuff? If not, what happens to their stock? Interestingly,
You said crickets.
Is this legit?
Yeah.
Is that like a cricket phone for senior citizens?
No.
It would be nice if they had their own phone plan, right?
Sure. I mean, well, why don't they just buy Mint Mobile from the Ryan guy, the Reynolds dude?
Well, you need special things on there, right? Like, you just have random people who want people to talk to, so like you can connect your family with other people without having to get in between it all, and you know.
Yeah, I had my mom text me on her $1,000 Samsung phone. Should I get a cricket phone?
Oh
No, Mom.
Wow.
Oh my God!
That's
Don't worry.
hilarious.
I thought we were talking about the sport. I was about to flip the fuck.
Yeah,
out.
we are talking about the sport, but
We are
we're
talking
just
about the
fucking
sport.
with culture just to be an asshole.
Yeah,
Wait, so
and
there is actually a cricket phone.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
marketed towards seniors. It's like a dumbed down version of a phone.
yeah, it's like Fred's cell phone company.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like a really basic phone service for people. Typically, they're old people.
Yeah. But speaking
Remember
of
the
which,
jitterbug phone?
the jitterbug.
Culture is going to be using that in a couple of years.
Really, comics? You want to do that?
That's the one with the really big buttons so you can see them.
You know what? Just for that, I'm not going to bring the booster seeds to the restaurant for the meetup.
That's fine.
Wow.
How tall are you, Culture?
Taller than
5'4",
him.
No. He likes to think he's taller than me. We're about the same height.
Look, this is from Bloomberg, everyone. Amazon.
Notice how he dodges that question.
What question?
Sidesteps it even.
I'm actually slightly taller than
Statement.
him.
He's
Statement.
taller than me.
We've got Amazon plans to exit the $7.7 billion race for cricket rights. You thought that this was kidding? I'm actually undermining a video I'm doing tomorrow, but that's fine. Amazon plans to exit $7.7 billion race for rights. That's right. Bezos is bailing out. That's going to leave the Disney company, Sony Television Group, and obviously Mukesh Ambani's Reliance Industries, who's actually the front runner for this. Okay, so they're out of there. The auction started, the bidding war started today, and Amazon bailed. They were not going to go any higher than $6 billion. They're done. Nobody from Amazon said anything. The surprise pullout leaves the field open to Reliance, Disney, and Sony, who are betting the game will help them dominate an Indian consumer market. Disney currently has the IPL rights. For those of you who even care, that's the Indian Premier League. Premier League.
Yes. That brings in millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. In fact, the IPL actually is one of the most gambled on leagues in any sport across the world.
This is true. And not only that, and I have to ask you this, since you obviously know quite a bit about cricket. What do you think those rights are actually worth to Disney versus any of these other companies?
If you get the IPL, look, there's a lot of fucking people in India.
Yeah.
If you get the IPL, and over there in India, it's a religion to them, man. They like live, breathe, and die by cricket, man.
Wow, I thought their
You could
religion
make
was cows.
billions of fucking dollars off this shit if you own it. If you own the streaming rights to it, man, because those fuckers will pay to watch this, man. And the amount of money that gets gambled on, when I'm assuming most of you don't know how to play cricket.
It's kind of like baseball, but not.
I guess that's the closest comparison. Yeah. So every single ball, right? They bet millions of dollars per every single ball. What's going to happen on this ball? Is nothing going to happen? Is he just going to block it? Is it just going to get tapped? Is it going to go for six? Is he going to get bowled middle stump? Is he going to get bowled leg stump? You know, is he going to get caught in the field? You know, they bet millions of fucking dollars per ball. This shit, like, when I tell you how much, you would not fucking believe how much money gets gambled on this particular league.
Yeah, and it's only 2 months of the year.
Yes, yeah, it's a summer sport.
Yeah, and it's what, May and April and May,
Right? I don't know, because they're on the other side, so I guess.
Yeah, but it is one of those things that really could prove very costly for Disney if they don't retain the rights, because Disney included Hotstar in their Disney Plus subscriber numbers so that they could artificially boost Disney Plus by 30 million subscribers.
This will skyrocket that, man, because
I was going to say, are they trying to do this to basically boost their D Plus numbers?
Well, yeah. Well, no, here's the thing. They already own these rights. All they can do is lose here. They bought these rights when they bought 21st Century Fox. When they bought Fox, they got the IPL on Hotstar because they got Hotstar at the same time. If they don't keep these rights, they're going to potentially lose, because guess how many people watch this? You just listened to Lethal tell you. They just lost a boatload of those subscribers, if not all of them. Can you imagine losing 20, 30, 40 million subscribers? And what that would do?
Have you looked at their stock price lately?
Yes, I have.
Go
on. Go ahead, Lethal.
Oh, I'll be quick. Another thing to take in is the IPL. They also buy players from across the world to play on their teams as well.
They do.
Like over in Australia, obviously cricket's really big over here as well. So when they buy big-time Australian players, then all of a sudden the Australian viewers want to watch those players play. Same with England and pretty much every other Commonwealth country. So it's, yes, you're getting all the Indians because it's their league. It's mostly their players. It's at their home. And like I said, it's a religion to them. But then once you start pulling in all the big players from other countries, everyone else wants to watch it as well. Like the IPL is really, not to get to a full cricket rant, but the IPL is actually big, really
huge. It is enormous. And so the question is, from our good friend Nikki D there, what is that going to do to the stock price? And Comics mentioned something that's rather important. Comics?
Oh yeah, their stock has been plummeting, and it's now below $100 a share.
Yeah,
it's bad.
So they're sitting at 99.40, right? Yeah. In after hours, it kind of crept back up to 99.50. Excuse me, but trading day starts early. Keep an eye out. I have a strong feeling things are going to go sideways. I was the one that told you they would dip below 100 in the near future. And
the funny thing, this is like the Rise of Skywalker numbers. Back when that was going on, their stock was terrible, and then it skyrocketed up to basically doubled. Now it's crashed again. Also the stock market's been cratering too, so I'm sure that's contributing. But and I'm willing to give that argument lots of road, because the tech and things tied to streaming and stuff, they've all taken massive damage. But Amazon has taken not Amazon, sorry, Apple's taken a hit, but they haven't gotten that bad. I think maybe they lost like $20 on their stock, but
Amazon got faced. A lot of these companies are getting hit right now, so I don't know, but I will say this. Disney has the most to lose in this, and that's why I thought it was funny. That was perfect timing to bring that up, and it's a conversation. Again, I do a more complete video on it using another article as well tomorrow. But if Disney doesn't secure these rights in this bidding war, I think they're going to have a massive problem. They really do. So.
Well, think of it this way: whoever gets these rights pretty much gets all of India.
Well, imagine if it's Sony Television Group.
Well, they just got India.
Yeah, that's amazing to me. And
that would probably save Sony at that point.
Well, Sony's in good shape, actually.
They're doing better now. I thought they were still kind of rough.
No, they're doing much better. Not only that, you consider the shows what the television group actually controls. They control the show The Blacklist. They control The Boys, which obviously is playing where? Amazon. They For All Mankind, that Apple show, that's from Sony. All of those are Sony shows, so they are selling their content quite nicely and doing well by doing it. We've got a few more super stickers and things roll in, so I definitely want to grab this first from Floral from Under a Rock for a Canadian $5. Says, Tom, do Optimus Prime, then relax to do Floral. Also, Culture, tell everyone about Google's reward app. Fill out surveys on Android, give to creators. Yes. So apparently there's a Google Rewards app you can get on Android. And if you fill out the Google surveys, they will send you some reward bucks, and then you can use those to super chat your favorite creators. I find that pretty interesting. Didn't know that. So thank you, Floral.
Yeah, no Google app is touching my device.
Well,
no, thank you.
Fair play. But for those of you who have Google on your phone, consider this app if you're interested in doing some surveys and earning some reward bucks that you can pass on to others.
Google is a spies on you. I wouldn't load their stuff.
I'm not going to just tell you what to do either way. I'm just going to tell you that this is a possibility. I love you, comics. Eric Winberg sends us an American $5 super chat. Gosh, Eric, I apologize, although Canada's pretty awesome.
Not with Trudeau.
That's not their fault. That's Trudeau's fault.
No, I'm not blaming the people of Canada for that. I'm just blaming Trudeau.
Yeah, I would blame Trudeau for a lot of stuff. We also have a super sticker from the very lovely Office Girl, a Canadian $10 super sticker. Good gracious, I need to find this one.
Don't you know what Eric Winberg sent you?
Yeah. Oh, it's a Shiba Inu. Saying number 1. Thank you for that, Eric Winberg. I appreciate it. And what else? Oh, and the one from Office Girl is a Shiba Inu. You guys are so great. You guys know I love those little dogs. So yeah, those Shiba Inus got the fans going. I love that. So great. Yeah. I'm excited. You guys are not excited. You don't care what I'm saying. So.
What was that about a Shobo Emu?
Shiba Inu.
Cricket?
Wait, what? Titties? Is that your titties?
Okay. Did anybody go see the dinosaur movie?
No.
Yes.
I did, and 6 did.
Okay.
I heard it was garbage.
Tom's
It wasn't
mad
too
about
bad.
it.
You would like it, Tom.
Because it got dinosaurs in it, motherfucker.
Did Steven Spielberg direct this one?
No, Colin Trevorrow did.
Then it ain't any good.
I liked it. Culture, I thought you were going to see it this weekend.
I was, but then I needed to do a bunch of stuff because I'm going to be gone. I didn't get to
It's one of those movies where if you don't think too much, it's okay. And
That's a problem right there.
And the biggest issues with the movie are carried over from the last one, basically. That's about it. And there's a lot of asks in it. There's some nice little nods, but then you start thinking, yeah, I think the military would have just come in and took out most of most of them anyway. And they would have loved that. So some of the movie is just kind of like, yeah, this feels like it would be like the 4th or 5th movie after the dinosaurs have already taken over the world. It feels like we jumped quite a bit since the last one. But
well, it's funny because it has like 30% critic review and a 79% audience review.
The audience seemed to enjoy it that I was with too. I mean, I saw it in IMAX 3D, and there was a lot of the kids were loving it. Like they were just loving it. There was a group of kids in the theater, and they were laughing and screaming and hollering and cheering and stuff. And even some of the adults were getting a little animated in certain aspects. But I mean, I personally was just like, yeah, it's not the worst Jurassic movie, but it's definitely not the best. It's like way down there on the totem pole. It was nice to see the original cast back. I realize now that Laura Dern gets worse and worse every year. She cannot act. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Because I just watched the first one the other night, and then you watch this one up against it, and she doesn't even have any of the feminist bullshit in this one like she did the first movie.
And
but you're just like, she just can't act. Her and whoever did her wardrobe, my God, she should shoot that person. Like, she's wearing this frumpy dumpy grandma suit through the whole fucking movie.
Isn't she a frumpy dumpy grandma now?
Not really. I mean, yeah, she's a grandma, but she's not that old. She's not as old as people think she is. That's the problem. She was only 24 in the first movie.
I know.
I did not know that.
I don't know. She looked kind of 65-ish when she played Holdo.
That's what I'm saying is she looks a lot older now than she did then, but still, like, as far as the rest of the cast goes, like, they're great.
It's a hell of a drug, man, so.
Yeah, the woke bullshit, but there's not a ton of woke shit in this movie or anything like that.
Oh, that's good.
There's only like 1 or 2 lines you could consider woke. The only thing that kind of rubbed me is like just the where the chick kind of gives away that she's a lesbian by saying she's into redheads too, and that's not even that big of a deal. Other than that, the only
redheaded.
They can be, but it's clearly because she was the one that come out and said that her character was gay or whatever. So that's how we know. But like other than that, if you didn't know that, then you wouldn't even notice. because like Six said, even men can be redheads too, like you said. And then the only other thing I noticed that was kind of semi-woke is like 2 of the main black people in the cast turn out to be, we think they're bad guys, but they do good kind of thing, right? By the end of the film, so that
it just kind of can't have a bad black person.
Exactly. Yes.
Gotcha.
Well, real quickly, member chat says that 70s rock fan member for 15 months. Thank you for that, Six. Six is amazing because Six does this. For 15 months, Gold Club member, perhaps Google's AI is the one sending out the surveys as part of its Skynet program.
Yes.
That's possible. That's possible. And as people in the chat have mentioned, I mean, Google. Cricket's a huge sport. I mean, there's a lot of global interest in it. So yeah.
Cricket is massive, man. Absolutely massive. It's probably maybe just under soccer.
Yeah.
Do you think people would mind if I corrected their spelling and grammar in member chats?
Probably.
I don't know that anybody would notice, but yeah, it'd be all right.
As far as like if you do it without saying it, oh yeah, just do it.
Renegast, good to see you, my friend.
Hey, what's up? It's been a while.
Nano Repo saw Top Gun for the 3rd time.
I wanted to go see that. I didn't get to see it, but Six enjoyed Jurassic World more than I did. So what did you enjoy about it, Six?
I liked the dinosaurs. I was waiting for nunchucks to show up, but it didn't happen.
Right?
It was just a popcorn movie. I fucking love Jurassic Park. I love the whole series except for the last movie. And it was just fun. I really enjoyed the popcorn that I ate.
No, she's got a point there. At least there isn't a Spinodiphidosaurus or whatever in this movie where they have like a new mutated fucking monster dinosaur.
Well, they did, but it wasn't.
It was an actual dinosaur, though. That's the difference, right? Like
it wasn't like a plot point to
exactly. Yeah, it was. They actually had some dinosaurs with feathers and shit in this because that's what Wong says is they've actually made some now that were genetically correct.
And Wong, he looked like I want to say crack whore, but that's not the right drug.
Well, they had to swing him back around because they kind of turned him into a bad guy in the last few.
Recovering alcoholic, so he just was desolate and sad from the start, and I thought he was going to die. Actually, oh shit! Spoiler!
Me too.
Shit! Sorry. Oh.
That's all right. I don't think anybody really cares. Six. I mean, at this point, there's not much to spoil. I mean. But I mean, as far as like getting the entire cast back together and having them on screen together and a lot of screen time, that was nice. Getting to see them do a little adventure. My issue is like this feels like it should be a movie after about 3 movies that we've had the dinosaurs take over the world because there's tons of bigger questions and problems you have after the first few minutes because you're like, why wouldn't the military get involved? Why not this? And why would you allow this to happen? And it just kind of and it wraps everything up in a nice little bow, so that part's fine. But so I wouldn't expect any more of these. But the way the movie's playing, they might do more. Who knows?
Well, it's a bigger opening than we anticipated, right?
There's a lot more practical effects in this one than there was the last 2. That was a plus, and I did enjoy some of those.
I have to ask.
So they're actually doing filmmaking again. That's good to know.
Yeah, the dinosaur stuff is awesome. Six is right about like most of the dinosaur stuff in this is pretty bitchin'. Yeah. Like one of the first shots in the movie is like you see like this highway and there's this fucking stegosaurus taking out cars and shit. It's like, yes, this is what I wanted. It's like so we get a few minutes of that.
I just have a hard time buying the dino apocalypse. That's all.
That's what I mean, yeah, right? Like the military would like love to get involved in that, right? Like,
yeah,
it makes sense for like the second Jurassic Park movie where the dinosaurs are rampaging through the city and they're trying to like contain them or stop them or whatever. But actual dino apocalypse, I just don't buy. Sorry, Six, I cut you off.
No, that's okay. I'm used to it. I stream with Tom all the time.
No, okay.
Wow.
I do that a lot.
Tom mansplains a lot.
I do.
I was joking. I don't. It doesn't bother me.
Tom does do that a lot. Tom's
just to you, Culture, and sometimes Six.
All right. Well, and sometimes wasn't there another sometimes and sometimes more, but
not really. And Andre just because he doesn't know when to stop.
But Tom,
I'm clipping that and sending it to him.
Well, that and I can say what Andre's trying to say a lot faster. That's the other problem.
It's not a lie, maybe.
He can say it better, but I can say it faster. That's the difference.
Look.
These are not always better, Tom.
These are the numbers, right? We talked about this morning. These numbers.
Yeah, I said 150 was my original prediction, and that's not bad. That's not far off.
I think you're going to be close to 145. If you count 3-day versus 3-day, it's even with Top Gun, but overall performance, Top Gun still has a narrow margin.
Did 50 million in China.
15.
China.
50.
Jada.
It did 50 million in China.
Yeah.
Jurassic did?
Hollywood Reporter, China box office, Jurassic World Dominion stops to 53 million start.
Wow. That's brand new. Well
They
done.
like dinosaurs there.
Yeah. It started off at 15 million based on pre-sale. So now I'm quite surprised that it made up that ground, but that's good because it's well, again, that'll be.
Does
good.
Universal have ties to a China company that's going to steal all that? Probably not. That's why. I don't know.
We'll have to see. But look, Top Gun Maverick made 53 million.
So what's its drop then for this this weekend percentage wise? We're talking. I'm still curious.
Pull it up.
Not substantial.
That's what I was curious about. Yeah.
Oh shit, dude! Yeah, they're at 747 million. Yeah,
Nice. Holy shit.
yeah.
Nice.
They are doing really good.
Yeah, the third weekend fall off was 44%. So it fell off more than we would like, but it still has pretty good legs at $50 million.
Oh, let's take a look at Doctor Strange.
Nah, that sounds.
Oh, don't even bother. I can tell you, it went 71. I think the first weekend, and then it did like 2 or 3 weekends of like 15 and 10, and then it's been.
Yeah, I mean they're really excited with all the holdovers, the early international release, etc. This thing is sitting at 389 million.
Well, this is what I was saying last time.
Wow, it
too.
actually
It's
might
like,
hit $1 billion.
We're at the point where movies are playing the way they should be, right? We're way ahead of the curve for what they predicted, and this is exactly what I said was going to happen. As soon as you put shit in the theaters that people actually want to see, they will go. And whether or not Jurassic World is a good movie or not, that's up for debate. But what it isn't is preachy, and it isn't a divisive film in the sense that we're sitting here feeling like the movie's trying to call us an istophobe, right? Like that's a big fucking difference. It can be a bad movie.
I'll take bad movie over woke any day, I suppose. But yeah, Doctor Strange actually hit 930 million, so they might actually hit $1 billion.
They predict by the way, Top Gun Maverick already passed. What was the other movie that recently?
The Batman?
Yeah, the Batman. And it's
I bet you Warner's pissed about that.
And it's gunning for Strange. So we'll see what happens.
I think they'll get close to $1 billion at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
it'll beat Strange.
I think it will beat Strange. I think
it's catching up pretty quick.
Yeah.
There's no way it can't at this point, because if it made 50 million this weekend, even if it drops 50% next weekend, that's still $25 million.
Yeah.
It's still got a few weeks left in it, easy.
And remind everybody, we're only talking about the domestic box office.
Right.
Internationally, the film is still.
And there is no big movie coming up here. I think Elvis is the next big movie, and I don't see that doing any better than like Rocketman did.
That's an elevated art house film.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to do somewhere maybe between Rocketman and Bohemian Rhapsody. Is it going to be a Bohemian Rhapsody? No fucking way, because that's a rare occurrence in these kind of movies.
Hey Tom, guess who's here?
Yeah, wow, but yeah, bad movie over woke easily. It's not. See, to me, I didn't.
Tom.
I still found it entertaining. That's the only other thing.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say his name.
Yeah, you didn't say his name.
Excuse me. Rod Thunderheart.
Love that.
Thank you, Mikey.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mikey, indeed. What's up, Mo Monte? Good to see you, my friend. Love the shirt.
Great shirt.
Yeah, let's see. I got lots of folks rolling in. Appreciate it. Maverick works well as a swan song for the character, but if it's doing so well, where could they go with the sequel? You finally elevate him to a position of authority, and he rides herd over the pilots he just introduced you all to. Right?
I mean, I suppose you can do that. I'm not really sure where you can go from here. I mean, it's not like Top Gun really needed a sequel. I mean, I'm glad they did because it was such a good movie. But again, I at this point, I don't know where you can go with it.
What do you think, Tom?
Well, I guess we are heading to a war with Russia, so they could do something like that.
With the lawsuit and everything, I think they'll slow down for now. But I think they knew that they got lucky on this one, and if they push a third one right away, unless Tom gets behind it in some way and has some kind of really good idea, I think they're going to just let it lie for now.
Probably.
Because even Brian Robbins, I think that's his name, his response was the same as I was jokingly saying to everybody else, and it's like, yeah, we'll see where we are in 35 years.
Well, Tom's wrapped up. He's all wrapped up in the Mission Impossible Part 1 and 2, and then I believe he's got what is that?
The space
after
one. He's in space,
and I think he's been talking about doing a sequel to the Edge of Tomorrow too as well.
Yeah, he's filming a film in space.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I wouldn't.
He's actually in space filming a movie, or he's doing a space movie.
He's
actually filming it in space too. On top of it,
in space.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Because he's Tom Cruise, and he's got to be the first one to do that.
Good for Tom Cruise, I guess.
I know. And Tina makes a great point, right? Tina Guzman says this is without China in Top Gun's box office.
Yeah, that is a very good point, and that shows you the power of that movie right there.
I hope they show restraint and don't jump to a third sequel right away, unless there is a story thread that they can pick up. I just don't see this. I haven't seen the film yet, so I can't speak to it. But I mean, I think too much too soon would be a problem with a third film.
Lethal.
Yeah, give it a couple of years.
Lethal. Have you seen any films in the theaters recently?
The last movie I saw in the theater was... Fuck, I can't even remember. Oh, not in a while. I know I saw something this year, but I can't remember what I saw.
Have you somehow magically been able to see Top Gun Maverick?
Nah, there's no good copy of it at the docking stations yet.
Okay. I was just curious. Yeah.
Did you see Spider-Man? Is that the one you went and see?
No, I still haven't seen Spider-Man.
Wow.
I think the last movie I saw in the cinema was Batman.
The Batman or like 1989 Batman?
My sympathies.
The Batman.
You know what? I watched Batman,
Batman
today, and it was good.
You finally finished it after like 3 weeks?
Well, I made it to hour 2 because let's be honest, it's fucking 3 hours long. But I had only previously made it through the first 20 minutes before, but I was really enjoying it.
There is definitely a drop-off point for me, and it dropped off along with my enjoyment.
All right.
Hey, my drop-off was waiting until it came out on streaming. And about 10 minutes into it, I said, I'm going to do something different.
Yeah, I mean, that movie was way too long. I mean, I legit, after an hour and a half, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go.
I didn't.
Are you done yet?
I had to watch it in 2 sittings, so I didn't even get through it the first time. And then by the time I finally finished it, reflecting on it, it's not the worst Batman we've ever got. I think that still goes to, what was it, Batman and Robin? But I think it's definitely not the best.
I disagree with that. I still say Batman and Robin is a more Batman accurate film than The Batman.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It seems a little cheesy, but okay.
Cheesy or not.
Well, the original is probably the cheesiest.
I wish Script Doctor was here. He'd tell you all this because I agree with him.
Unfortunately, we have to lose probably one of the most handsome.
He's from a land down under.
Oh no.
Most well endowed, and most connected to the porn industry of all of us here on the panel, Lethal Lightning.
It's funny how you say those two things because they seem connected, don't they?
They do.
I have to go. I've got quite a bit on today. I've got a lot to get done. I really wanted just to pop on to say hi to everybody. Thank you for having me. Good to see you all. Appreciate all of you. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Indeed. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all later. Bye.
Thanks, Lethal.
Take care, Lethal.
Take care.
Well, it's nighttime here, but I think it's daytime down there.
Yeah. He's got a day.
And winter. It's also winter there.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking at people wearing coats and crap and hoodies and stuff, and I'm going, what? Yeah, it's weird down there, man. Somebody keeps trying to tell me that Australia doesn't exist. I know better because
it's a myth.
No, I don't think so.
Like Canada.
It's a 22-hour plane flight.
Oh my God.
That's because you fly around the world. They just pretend.
Around the world,
It's really a soundstage in California.
It's a shorter flight.
Yeah, it's right next to it's right next to the moon stage.
Yes.
It's a shorter flight if you believe in a flat Earth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're just flying really slowly. That's the reason why.
Oh, see, I was going to say, do you believe in life after love?
Okay, Cher.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Do you believe in life after love?
Please stop.
I don't think you're strong enough. No. Sorry.
Seth MacFarlane on Fox says it's an incredibly complicated relationship.
Yeah, he does not like Fox right now.
Yeah, he is not a fan.
Well, he's never, I thought, really been a big fan of them since they canceled the show, and then they brought him back because it was so popular on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, he actually was in this Produced By conference, right? And Fox is the longtime home of many of MacFarlane's signature television ventures like Family Guy and Cosmos, right? Blah, 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 blah. The conflict is as a result of his feelings about Fox News, while also revealing that he's had a refreshingly easy partnership with Disney after it.
So this is a TDS fucking article. Thanks.
No.
Yeah.
I thought he was actually having problems with Disney, but I guess not.
Well, it's incredibly complicated relationship that I have with that company. There are people there with whom I have great personal relationships. There are people that I like a lot, but it is a different company than it was when I started. It's very difficult for me to reconcile exactly what my relationship is with that company right now. He added, I like many people. I have a lot of issues and a lot of objections to their practices. Certainly, the news division and entertainment division operate relatively independently of each other, and that's something that allowed a lot of us to sleep a little better. But he pointed to the controversial former mayor of New York and Trump administration person and yada, 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 yada. My overall reaction, and I know I'm not alone, to what the company does and how they communicate, what they choose to communicate, and what they think is acceptable, I have a lot of objections. Man,
well, I guess he'll be right at home with Disney then.
Man. He said that I guess he's in line with a conservative news organization. The tragedy for me is that I think there's actually in this day and age really an opening and a need for, God help me, a conservative news outlet that is rational and presents an opposing viewpoint in a way that is thoughtful and acknowledges the truth, acknowledges science, and acknowledges the reality of the world around us. And that doesn't exist. Wow. Yeah, he's super TDS'd out.
Told you.
What is TDS?
Trump
derangement syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway, well, I thought that was going to be better, but it wasn't, because I thought he was going to talk about his, like, important thing, like, the Orville.
Yeah.
Wow. Guys got to remember, he is woke as woke gets. It just happens to be that he's not as woke as everybody else when it comes to his humor.
Is he actually woke?
Yeah, he's pretty woke.
Nice.
He was out there doing the pro-vax shit. He was full on TDS for all those 4 years, and yeah. I've never been a huge fan of his. That's what I always said, and I stood by it. I was like, I didn't like Family Guy. I didn't mind American Dad, but like until the Orville, I didn't like anything he really did.
I actually liked American Dad more than I liked Family Guy.
Same here. Because actually the
Family
jokes
Guy just got old after a while.
Well, yeah, because the jokes in American Dad are at least part of the plot.
Yeah.
In Family Guy, it's remember the time, or this isn't as bad as the time, or remember what I used to work for, and like it's like that's not a fucking joke. That's just I can do sight gags. They all fit. You can just kind of make random shit up, and just because I get reference.
Yeah.
Wow, you sound like the other guy, the other Seth.
Yeah.
Rogan.
No, that was bad, Tom. You do a really good one. That's not it either.
It just sounds like he's jerking off.
I know, I haven't listened to his shit.
That was much better.
I watched him in Rescue Rangers, and I'm like, oh my fucking God.
Oh my God, he's in that movie?
Jesus. More than you want him to be. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, but for me, that would be any at all.
Pretty much, but he's in it a lot more.
God, it was fucking stupid.
It is stupid. It's fucking bad. And
does he still have his slimy paws on the Turtles franchise?
Yes.
No. I was hoping he would lose that, or something.
Hey, Donnie, want to smoke some pot?
So, is he doing the movie? Was that what it was? Or
it's an animated movie, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate we have a huge audience, guys. Thanks for being out there. We appreciate
because the whole thing was we're going to concentrate on them being teenagers because nobody's ever done that before. It's only in the fucking title, Seth.
The only way that the only way it's going to succeed is if they go back to the original movie and make a proper sequel to that original movie and not dumb it down and give them sausage nunchucks like they did in the sequel. They got to keep it back to the true gritty darkness of it and back to the puppets, the real life animatronics. It feels more real than your stupid CGI turtles. Sorry,
I wouldn't mind a complete reboot, but yeah, I'm with you. Stick to the darker roots.
Yep.
Right? Do something in the same tone as the first movie.
Yep.
Set it up to where, yeah, if you want to do sequels, you can. And that's the beauty of it, is they're not tied to a lot of the crap they had to deal with back then with things being all separated. Nickelodeon owns everything. They can do whatever the fuck they want. They can have Toka and Razor and Bebop and Rocksteady in the movies if they want now. So we've
never seen a perfectly made prosthetic Krang. You know, we got, I think, a digital one in one of the...
Oh my god, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, that
we
one.
haven't got that yet. It's just we've been robbed. I swear.
I know. And well, not only that, it was that last Out of the Shadows movie. Every time somebody says, "Well, at least it was better than the first movie," I'm like, "In what way?" It insults and destroys even more of the turtle lore, if you ask me. Because, like, first of all, you got Krang, and I'm not going to get too deep into this, who's being voiced by the brother from Raymond. It was like, who made that fucking idea? Like, that is the dumbest thing in the world. First of all, Krang should be played by Steve Buscemi. End of discussion. Nobody else should be playing Krang but him. If you're not going to get the original voice actor, get Steve Buscemi to play Krang. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You need somebody who's like that. And then Bebop and Rocksteady, like, they are fan favorites. You got to have them in there, but you can't make them like they did in this last movie. I don't know what the fuck that was. And anyway, but no, like, just the stupidity of it all. You got to, if you're going to do some of the cartoon stuff, fine. But I'm fine with keeping Krang out of it. I don't like the Utrom stuff. That's when I kind of fell out of the comic books, is when they got into the multidimensional and weirder shit. I liked the more grounded, and I know it's weird saying grounded in front of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I did. I preferred the more grounded Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where a lot of their issues had everything to do with the ooze. So that's where I don't mind mixing a little bit of the cartoon lore in with the original lore, because keep them on Earth, keep them in the main storyline. You don't need the aliens. You don't need the Triceratop guys. You don't need all this other shit, even though I like dinosaurs. Just keep it all on Earth, and the main antagonist grow out of the ooze. That's all you need. And the Shredder. The Shredder's awesome.
I think you always have to have Shredder.
Exactly. You can't get rid of him.
Just like Splinter.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only other way to do it, like you're saying, Snow, is basically like you have to have like a Last Ronin type story, right?
I would love that. I would love to see an actual Last Ronin type of story, and it doesn't necessarily have to be just one turtle. They could just make it a Ronin type of story with all four turtles, maybe, and like you said, kind of maybe a soft reboot where they chase after, and look for Splinter type of thing.
See, and that's a thing where they could bring back, like, it'd be a pickup, X amount of years after the 1990 film, right?
Right.
And you can get all the voice cast back and all that kind of stuff. And
exactly.
You can even have what's her face come back and play April and all that stuff. So,
and what's his name come back to play Casey
Eli
Jones?
Cortez and stuff. Yeah.
Why not?
I could dig that.
Speaking of which, Read by Nature asked a question. I wonder if the footage of Fincher as Shredder in
I'm sure it does.
That's interesting.
Who wants to see that though?
Yeah, it would be.
Although William Fichtner was totally fucking wasted in that movie. And I don't mean he was like drunk. I mean he was just, you have one of the best actors in the world.
Oh, okay. That kind of wasted.
No, he probably was, just because he's like, I'm in a fucking Ninja Turtle movie, but like, no.
We have.
He's a great fucking actor. He's a very undersung actor.
We have a Giant Slayer on his way for 1999. George.
Hey, George, how's it going, man?
He's got a beautiful soul.
All right. Anyway, he says, on my way, all hail you beautiful bastages. Hear about bloody, awful Reba getting her own show? Love you all. Thanks, George. Yes, we heard. Oh, my God.
Please tell me that's a rumor, right? That hasn't been confirmed.
I don't know. Some people said it was clickbait, but come on. We're getting a House of Harkness show and an Echo show. Would this really surprise anyone? No. Would they actually do it? Probably.
Yeah, just to spite us.
It smells to me like it's another way of trying to pull more ists and phobes out of the woodwork to give them more ammo to throw back in our face. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's that's fishing for racism commentary is what that is. Something they can characterize that way. Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, look, nobody's watching the show. What a bunch of racists.
Yeah, I think Jolly's right. But Real Wade asked another question. Culture opinion, do you think Rogan is Donkey Kong? It was bad, maybe. What do you think?
When
Tom?
was he Donkey Kong?
No, I think the opinion is, do you think he could be Donkey Kong? And if you're thinking of Joe Rogan, sure. If you're thinking of Seth Rogen, no.
No, I don't like Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
How would they make a Donkey Kong show? I mean, he's not.
Why? I mean, there was a cartoon back in the 80s, but
yeah,
right. Yeah.
They've kind of changed who Donkey Kong was once they did like the Donkey Kong Jr. game and all that stuff.
Well, we saw what happened.
Agatha all along.
Blech.
The Super Mario movie was terrible, so I
terribly funny.
Here's the thing. So now you're gonna if they do make a Reba series, what do you think the viewing numbers will be on that?
Inflated. I think
nobody gives a shit.
Will be inflated.
Yeah.
I'm not even necessarily on board with
I hope they do it. I want them to lose money. I want them to do it. Please do. Please do it, Disney. Please. It'll give us content for days.
Oh yeah, look, I'm all about Disney doing their thing now, even though I'm not watching it, because it gives everybody else content, and I love watching it. You guys are killing it out there. Eric K for $2 says next a Greedo show, and he was a she. That's right, transgender geek Greedo is probably in the cards.
Do it, Disney. Do it.
We already have it.
We do.
They all thought he was one of the greatest bounty hunters of all time, but it was really a she.
There you go.
So I want you to come over here and shoot him.
Wow, look at those high heels.
The thing I thought was really funny is the fact
Greedo
that,
was a chick to begin with.
Yeah. Well, the actor that played Greedo.
Yep.
But the thing I think is so funny about all this, now they're like, Disney's trying to figure out why their Star Wars hotel is failing. It's like, come on, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to figure that one out.
Dude, and here's the thing: the counter narrative launched like the following day on all the financial sites. Yeah, seriously, everybody. Motley Fool rolled out their bologna sausage. Yahoo Finance rolled out their bologna sausage, all trying to run cover for Disney, saying it's not a flop, it's successful, it's almost fully booked for the summer. Blah 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 blah.
Isn't Disney the one that's saying it's a flop at this point?
Disney's sent out a marketing campaign under the Disneyland banner in hopes that people thought that they might be trying to build a secondary version of the hotel in California. There's no space for it, so I'm not sure.
It just looks so boring.
That. Yeah, it's one of those weird things. And thank you, Six, for this. Larry, a name so nice, you have to say it twice. Member for 17 months. Gold Club member says, Dave, stop, Dave. Sing Daisy, please. Hal.
Daisy.
There you go.
Now it's creepy. I approve.
I love
Caroline.
that movie.
You sound like a garbage disposal.
Is that you, Caroline?
Singing garbage disposal.
Haven't you ever seen 2001-6?
Yeah, back when it came out.
Don't do that, Dave. That hurts.
You saw it when it came out? You're too young for that.
No way.
did it
Yeah,
come
you're not
out?
like 80 years old. What the
Didn't
fuck?
it come out in... Oh.
No, it came out in the 60s.
Or you might, unless you're thinking of 2010. That did come out in like the early 80s, I think.
Yeah, that
Maybe
could have
Roy
been.
Scheider and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, we do have Star Wars in 77, in which Han Solo, Harrison Ford, is confronted by the bounty hunter Greedo, Paul Blake. Paul was wearing heels?
Maybe he was too short.
Hey, Gerald Vance, good to see you.
Unless they had two
Culture
different
hype.
people play him. That's why.
No, that could be a possibility.
Real Weight Nation says, Culture, I meant Seth Rogen. Oh, as Donkey Kong in the Mario animated movie.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that he did get cast in that. That's right. Oh, fuck.
Wow, I have a button for that. I just have to
Hey, Mario, I'm sorry I threw all those barrels at you. And I tried to kidnap and rape your girlfriend.
Wow.
What do you think he was going to do with her?
James Caserta says, Vader's a punk.
You know what's funny is I know she got with the other guy. But in Pineapple Express, her and Seth Rogen actually made a great couple. I think him and Amber Heard would have been perfect together.
See, I keep forgetting she was in that
Perfectly
shit.
useless, so that makes sense.
Of course, she played a high school student. Yeah.
There's a Brit abroad in the Philippines saying hi to us. Good to see you. Riva shot first, says Vertical Horizons. There you go.
Riva shot first.
No, you guys are so great. Oh my gosh, Peter.
Are we ever gonna? Does anybody know if we're gonna see some Obi-Wan and like maybe a little more Darth Vader in that show? Because like I thought it was the Obi-Wan show.
What are you talking about? We just got the duel of the century.
Yeah, that's what we've been waiting for all these years, right?
Is that what that was?
Dude,
I don't know.
That's what Kathleen Kennedy promised.
Yeah.
Who would have known that a 5-foot wide moat of fire would keep Darth Vader from killing Obi-Wan?
Oh, he was triggered just like Frankenstein's monster.
Have you guys not seen?
Bad.
Yeah.
Have you guys not seen Force jumping and stuff?
I know, right?
Have about Force running?
Yeah, that would have come in really handy when. Yeah, that Force running would have come in real handy when Obi-Wan's mentor was getting chopped in half or whatever. But
Have you ever seen Darth Vader Force run? He doesn't need to.
He'd probably be a little clunky.
No, the Force run was only a thing like once or twice, and then George never used it again.
Anakin and Liam Neeson both seemingly teleported like at the very beginning of that film during trade negotiations.
Well, and that's what I hated about the end. I'm like, that would have been very convenient at the end there, but still.
Yeah. Why didn't they Force run and kick the dude into the pit and then that's that? Game over. I don't know. I mean, it would have made sense, but
because he hypnotized them with his gay dance moves. That's why.
It was awesome. I mean, let's be honest. Ray Park was killing it. But
yeah. Ray Park is a really nice guy, by the way.
He'd be right at home in a rave.
Yeah, but I have this right. The narrative around Disney is being I
want somebody to do that. Take the footage of Darth Maul doing his show off thingy with the lightsaber.
It's already been done, dude. The
put that in the middle of a rave thing. I haven't seen it. Somebody show me this.
Gotta fucking watch Jedi Dance Party.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, look,
I'll have to go look it up for you, Tom.
The narrative around Disney is trying to be recrafted after the firing of Peter Rice, right? So guess who fires out an article?
You call it a firing. I call it an execution.
It was. You were right. I agree with you. But this is from the VIP, which is the Variety's intelligence platform. This is their, in-depth, behind-the-scenes look at stuff.
I compared it to the scene in Kill Bill where Lucy Liu cuts that one dude's head off.
Yeah.
That to me is, he's like, if anybody else has anything to say about my Japanese heritage, now's the fucking time.
Yeah. I don't think anybody is going to roll that out. But yeah. So here we go. So this story is interesting because the series of management arrows that have cast a cloud over CEO Bob Chapek's reign at Disney, a dissection of the awful optics surrounding the mysterious termination of top TV exec Peter Rice, and the difference between leadership styles of the two chiefs. So somewhere Bob Iger's having a nice long laugh. I'm not sure why. With the tension between the former Disney CEO and his successor well documented by now, it's a safe bet Iger is positively brimming with schadenfreude at the seemingly endless mishaps emanating from his former office, culminating in last week's unceremonious termination. The world's biggest pure play media conglomerate has seen its stock plummet in 2022, and the upcoming IPL rights negotiate could make that worse. I guarantee you it will. If they don't get the rights, which I don't think they will, because I think Reliance is going to take it. Anyway, I must admit, I myself was sympathetic to Chapek for a long time. Having to fill Iger's big shoes was bad enough. That Chapek's predecessor was clearly not trying to help him in any way, even before he stepped down, only made matters worse. Not Chapek's fault, I reasoned. The Scarlett Johansson thing, Jason Kilar stuff. Okay, we roll down. My change
Kilar, that's all. That's Warner Brothers.
Yeah, my change of heart is not even because Rice is so well respected in Hollywood, but that he couldn't possibly have deserved to be shown the door, or that the brusque manner in which he was fired was uncalled for. While what prompted an executive who'd already had his contract extended to get dumped the way Rice did remains a mystery. Tom, what's the mystery solved for this guy? You want to point it out?
I was watching Jedi Dance Party. What?
That's so good. You gotta watch the
Rice,
whole thing,
what
man.
dumped the way Rice did remains a mystery. Oh no, there is no fucking mystery.
Thank you.
He was gunning for the king's throne, and not only that, he was one of the masterminds behind the walkouts.
Boom. Yep.
So when you aim for the king, you better fucking not
best
miss.
That's right. Wow, it's such a great
Go for the
line.
headshot, Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, like I love comparing it to that scene in Kill Bill. Yeah, like because that's what it was.
So
Because he gave him 7 minutes and that was it. He got him, called him into the office, fired his
fired.
ass.
Pack your
Motherfucker's
shit,
like,
go.
why? He's like, you know why, bitch. Get the
Kinda.
fuck out my building.
And-
That was it. He was sent packing.
Yeah, and I love that, and I love the fact that they've made a point of that because it really does show that Chapek has authority.
Well, what's even more important is we're hearing from like the reports is that everybody is shocked and they didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
And nobody close to him knew this was going to happen. That means that Chapek has now closed his circle. He knows now.
Who's
This
good,
is what
bad,
this is.
ugly.
This is a signal to everybody in his company that I know who you fucking are. I know the ones who are actually here to work, and I know the ones who are actually here to cause a disturbance now. Your time is on, your time is up. You either got to fly right from here on out or you're gone. And that's, I think, the signal he's sending here with this. This is just like when Netflix did 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. Hey, George.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, George?
George
How
is
you
here.
doing?
George gets the button again.
Not. He's got a beautiful soul. I don't think it's fake shock, Steven. I think they were really shocked. I think because if he would have known, he would have got a heads up about this if the right people had heard about it.
Right.
That means that Chapek kept it close enough to the chest that the only people who knew it was going to happen did not tell him or any of his colleagues. He had no idea that this was what was about to happen.
And Read by Nature pins it down. Chapek colored the water to check where it flows.
Pretty much.
And he did. And you know what? It's even bigger than that because not only did this send a message, this is the coolest paragraph here. It says, perhaps Chapek isn't blind to the optics. He knows full well what the optics look like, but he doesn't care. And that doesn't compute in a business as relationship centric as Hollywood. No, it absolutely computes. And let me tell you why. And I think Tom will back me up. Maybe others on this panel will as well. He has closed his circle, but he's also sent a message to the person that just got elevated to this position, Miss Walden, who is also a super woke. She is a super woke. She's a wokey woke, not quite as woke as the person who just, got eliminated. No, but she is super duper woke. And he's sent a message, and she's in a contract year.
Okay, I'm curious. What exactly has she done that you are classifying her as woke? I'm not saying that she's not. I'm just curious what she's done.
Walden's public statements on if something she actually publicly stated on more than one occasion that she will not greenlight a show if it's too white.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, totally.
But here's the other thing we got to keep him remember. A lot of these people are fucking weasels or snakes, right? So who's to say that she didn't turn him in and her reward is his job?
His job.
Exactly.
Me too'd him.
Not so much me too'd him, but she called out. Yeah, she whistleblowed who because she's like, this motherfucker's gunning for your job, man.
Well, it's a different tactic, but it's the same thing that they were doing under Me Too, is what I was getting at.
And he was completely taken off guard because this guy's been offered the DC role over at Warner Brothers. Inside Hollywood, he's regarded as a very, like, he's had a long tenure. He's a veteran. He worked for Fox. He was one of the few that survived the Fox buyout.
Yep.
And he was the one that I guess inside they had pinned to be the next person to take over for Chapek. And what have they done since Chapek has pretty much been in charge? First of all, Iger came in and undermined him for 2 years. And then when Iger did leave, he's got nothing but resistance from the inside. And this is where people, you can believe me or don't believe me or anybody else who talks about a civil war, but this is what it is. You have the woke individuals and the other individuals who just want to make fucking money and work, right? And that's where we've had this thing. It's company wide, and these are the individuals who plan this whole "don't say gay" walkout bullshit stuff. And he's one of them, obviously. Oh. And whether or not Waldron is or not, I don't know. But I have a feeling the only reason she's still there is because she turned his ass in. I think she blew the whistle on him.
I want to just say this, okay? this was a message to her as much as it was getting rid of him. I'm not kidding. She is bad news.
She's worse. Isn't she worse culture than Kathleen?
You could characterize it that way. And you know what? Here's the cool thing. And I think if Jason's still out in the audience, that would be great. But there's a decent chance that myself, Valiant Renegade, and a few other people that discuss these things very seriously when it comes to Disney and similar corps will get together on Tuesday on Sci-Fi For Me TV on that channel. And we will talk specifically about that.
Jason was here.
Yeah, he was. Oh, he is there. To that end, to answer your question directly, George, yeah, she is potentially much worse. But
she's also probably worried about keeping her job too, though. That needs to be put
right. But then you're dealing with then two different ecospheres because she has to then contend with the Hollywood Disney sphere plus doing her job for the public. So which one is winning out?
Well, let me put this to you. Like, what happens? Okay, let's say you have a war with another tribe, right?
Right. And
you want to incorporate what's, after the war, you want peace, right? And you want to incorporate what's left of that tribe into yours. Correct. Usually you'd have like a go-between, right? You'd have somebody who they respected and trusted go between you and them. So I think that's what Waldron is now. She's going to be the go-between between the wokey wokes and him.
But if she's worse, is that just a blind, like a bluff?
I think she's out for herself, right? Like she's one who knows how to play the politics. Exactly.
Right. So
like
another Kathleen Kennedy or J.J.
To a point,
Abrams.
yes. Well, here's the thing is we pin so much on Kathleen Kennedy. The more and more I learn about it, and I don't know, Six has been researching some of this with me.
Don't you remember when she first came out? I didn't mean to cut you off, but don't you remember when she first came out before Force Awakens came out 2 years before when the production was starting? She says, "We will not have another male hero. Force is female," which, if they made a great story, I wouldn't care. But for that film, the entire world, all the Star Wars fans have been waiting to see Hamill and Ford and Fisher come back together again. He's like, make another sequel with new heroes. That's why I'm saying you don't think she's that bad?
I didn't say that. I just think she's going along with the status quo, right? You had this big movement, especially after Trump started to run for office, that really elevated the idea that we need this equity in Hollywood, right? And that's another thing where this Price guy or Rice guy comes from. He's in part of this other organization where they were one of the first ones to start pushing this shit.
What do you mean by equity? Equity as in what they did with the Oscars, that type of equity? Quota casting?
All kinds. Just pretty much throughout the whole industry.
Diversity, inclusion, and equity thing.
Hang on. I'll see if I can.
The DIE principles that Amazon has.
Yeah, that everybody has. Every major corporation has this shit now.
Yeah, this guy has been part of this company that's been doing this shit since like 2012.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the name of the? I'm
trying to think of it. I'm going to pull up their website here in a second. Here if I can think of
it. Harold something started it. Harold. Oh my God.
Harold and Kumar.
No. Waltz, Wenitz, Waditz, Weeditz.
Yeah, it starts with a W. I'm trying to think of it. I got it. Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
What exactly is this thing?
It's just
it is. Cates. That's it.
Cates, the Cates Foundation. Yes.
Gojira
the Walter Cates Foundation.
Yeah, Walter. I always say Howard. Why do I say Howard?
So what is the Cates Foundation?
They are the ground zero of this diversity and equity in Hollywood shit.
Oh, okay.
And this guy is a big part of this company.
Yeah, he led it.
I think he's one of the founding members or whatever. Yeah. I don't know for sure on that. But
it's a side question, but it has to do with this actually. We all had a lot of faith talking about Zaslav and what he was going to do, right? How is it that now all of a sudden they're casting they're following in similar footsteps, it seems, in the television side to Disney Plus? You just saw Bounding in the Comics earlier was talking about the new CW Dream character. You know what I'm talking about? They're making a comic canon.
I didn't hear this.
Yeah. So and it's the second time it's happened. So I was wondering how they're creating this whole new slate of characters. They said to represent modern kids, blah, 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 blah.
Modern kids,
yeah.
So retards.
To fight for them, because they say it's boring to have like Superman just battling a villain. You need him to actually fight for the youth for something real. for a modern gender theory.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, when it comes to Zaslav, I don't know the specifics of what you're talking about, but I will say this. He can't micromanage everything at every level.
No.
And at the same time, if something's not going to perform, it can be woke as fuck. It just better perform.
Yeah.
Because if it don't perform, he's going to pull that shit right now. Like, that's the thing. So, I mean, as far as like some of the television stuff, it may not even be his
on his radar
doings. Because right now, I think his eyes are mainly set on getting Warner Brothers leadership in place. And then DC is his other big concentration right now because...
Oh, dude, DC is going to get a full makeover real soon.
But see, this
well,
is
and I've heard
my
it from
question.
several places now that he thinks that DC should be floating the company, right? It should be paying for everything else.
Like MCU does, right? Like
yes, exactly. Yes.
Right. So this is where my question connects right back to Disney. Do y'all think there's been a change? Because I keep feeling like there's this change in the undercurrent of them moving away from woke while they're still giving lip service to woke.
Not yet. There's a couple of shows that just got the green light. They are doing more child sexuality on Freeform. They just did a drag show thingy over there. Hulu's got a drag thingy that just came out, I think.
But see, that goes back to then Zaslav. How did he greenlight that Discovery Channel program? Discovery Plus.
That I can't answer. And again, he doesn't see
every like more drag kids shit that they're
greenlighting. It's for ages. They said 7 to 14.
Oh my God! What the fuck is wrong with these people?
My guess is that he didn't actually directly greenlight that because he's been super focused on the other thing.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
He doesn't see everything. But here's the weird thing, right? This guy plays hardball the same way Chapek wants to play hardball, and I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
From a recent article, and this comes out of Variety, I'm pretty sure. They're talking about he's playing hardball with the admin, right? David Zaslav's tough upfront tactics sparked discord with Madison Avenue. So the madmen are not super thrilled with the way this guy is playing ball because he says if you don't take some of column A, you're not getting column B. You have to take this much of column B to get any of column A.
I agree with that.
And yeah, so when it comes to ad sales, he's basically, this is what he's saying. So Warner Brothers Discovery is making what media buyers and other executives say are severe demands on advertisers in the course of the discussions around the industry's annual upfront, which is where they present their TV and their show slate and their film slate, all their stuff that they present to advertisers that they can actually purchase. So when TV networks try to sell the bulk of their ad inventory, that's where they do it, is at the upfront.
You know what's funny about this? Is the fact that they're griping and we're even hearing about this means that he's holding all the fucking power.
He is. All the power. But see, that's what Chapek wants. This is the way Chapek wants to play the game. Take back control of the company, which is what Zaslav did from the moment he walked through the door.
But see, that's what I was talking about. I didn't mean when I was talking about Zaslav as in micromanaging.
Oh, no.
Hey, I don't believe that B's not going to do it, but I'm talking the atmosphere that he sets is everybody's going to follow. Like, are you saying like, they're bucking him, or they're like?
Oh, a lot of people are. Yeah. Both of them are getting a lot of people that don't. Well, that's just it, George, and that's what I mean by the micromanaging on every level. Things are going to still slip through. I don't think he directly greenlit it.
See, I thought he would fire a lot of people and put fear of God into them.
He's getting. Zaslav has been firing people left and right. Chapek's just getting started. See, Chapek, he even fired him with the words culture, because the whole thing is. From what we heard from the report, Rice came in and he's like, "You're fired." He's like, "What do you mean I'm fired? I thought I was a big part of this new culture." He goes, "You're not fitting in with the culture here. See ya." He goes, "What do you mean? I thought I was a big part of rebuilding the culture here at Disney." He's like, "Yeah, well, you don't fit in." He goes, "Well, why is that?" And he goes, "This is not the time." So like, that's basically him saying, "You know why, motherfucker. So get the hell out." Hey, Jay, who doesn't have time to answer my fucking DM. No, I'm kidding. I know he's been busy as hell running around the country.
He's stupid busy, yeah.
Oh, you ain't the only one, Tom.
No, I know he's been super, super busy.
Yeah, I texted him earlier on Saturday and before a stream, and
Culture called me.
So what you're saying is that he doesn't buy you flowers anymore.
Yeah,
look, don't bring me flowers.
You got to send him at least $20 in super chats, then he'll talk to you.
That's the busiest Canadian bear you'll ever meet.
He's a great Canadian bear. They should put him on the flag.
I think they should. But look, no. Says, That's something else. Anyway, everything is going to get way worse. All streaming platforms before it gets better, and we're seeing big changes happening this second. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Oh no! Now he's getting upset. We made him upset. Okay, Drunk, we love you, man. Look, I got you tattooed on my chest. You know, come on.
But is what we're seeing? Is that because of the fact that it's the backlog, everything they've been producing for the last 2 years, or
that's part of it? And the other part is I try to warn people about the last re as well, and that thing is real. Hopefully we're starting to see the beginning of that, and that is you're going to see a lot of these people that have had the control for so much time start to lose said control, and they'll try and do as much damage as they can on their way out the fucking door. Gotcha. Right. So we have no idea what is going to get sabotaged yet. And that could be where a lot of these drag shows are coming from, because they know it pisses, because they're getting to a point where they know what's going to piss certain people off. And to them, they're pissing off the right people.
Right. But they're actually destroying themselves, because there are a lot of people who don't know. It's like,
that's the irony, isn't it, George?
Right. Like tonight, I was on Nina's and we were talking about What is a Woman? Matt Walsh's documentary. So you have a lot of people who haven't heard about it. We're enmeshed in this, and we read everything. We watch these films. We look at pop culture news. We read news constantly, everything on social media. But there are a lot of people, they're worrying about their $5 to $6 a gallon gasoline bills, life, work, and they may hear about it in the periphery once in a while. But when they see that and when they hear about it, it just knocks them away. They're like, "Holy shit, the country's going to hell."
And I agree with Tim Pool on this one. Part of the issue is they released on the Daily Wire platform, and unless you're conservative, you're probably not going to see the movie.
Right. But a lot of conservatives didn't know that. You realize that they didn't know the depth of it. I was explaining, like, they thought it was, that's in New York, San Francisco, basically California and the East Coast and West Coast. It's like it's nowhere else. But you start showing them something from libs of TikTok and go, yeah, it's in Texas, Louisiana, Ohio, and they start waking up. Yeah, but I agree with you. It should have been released on another platform that was more.
Well, the funny thing about it is that, I would say release in theaters if possible, but I don't know if any other platform would go pick it up though.
Well, they even got.
You really see that thing playing on Hulu?
Well, I guess if they paid, I don't know how that works, but they even got 2,000 Mules in the movie theaters.
Yeah, 2,000 Mules was in the theater. Yeah.
Right, I'm saying if they could get that, they should be able to get this.
Free on Rumble, by the way.
Right. And it still did. That's what I'm saying. They could have gotten it in there. You think 2,000 Mules is less of a problem than What is a Woman? I don't know.
I don't know. It depends. I would say right now, because the election is over and done with, and we're heading towards another one. Right. I would say What is a Woman is probably more of an issue.
Okay.
Because this is like the whole thing. This is like heart smack dab in the middle of the culture war.
Right.
Well, the problem.
I know what a woman is. I'm right next to one. I think it's pretty close to 6. All right.
That's true. No, but traditionally documentaries never get the kind of attention that a standard film will. Like, for every Super Size Me, and I'm not even exaggerating, like 100,000 other documentaries you'll never hear of.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So the fact that this documentary has gotten the attention it has is good.
Mm-hmm.
And theaters.
The funny thing right now is that it's actually getting free press from Rolling Stone, because they did a tweet today, basically blasting it out, calling it the transphobic documentary, conservative documentary.
Which is why I was answering you, Tom. Which is, they don't realize they may be throwing these grenades as they're walking out the door, or they may be doing it to just intentionally anger people. But all they're doing is waking people up and destroying themselves. It's like you think you're chopping down that guy's tree when all you're doing is chopping your own. It's like, what are you going to do once you're out of that job? Then the next door is going to close for you, because the culture is slowly going to shift. Unless I'm blind.
I think it will shift, but we're going to see that final read. Who's sorry? I didn't mean to interrupt somebody.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna. Well, I'm agreeing with you, Tom. I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, the shift is on, and we're starting to see it. You're starting to see it in a lot of different places. You're starting to see companies wake up. You're starting to see Forbes actually come out.
And I was going to say we need something better than a documentary though. Top Gun is the first good step, right?
You mean a film wise?
Yeah, because they were reading about Top Gun a little bit, but they realized early enough on that more than enough people liked this, and that they were going to fight a losing battle if they tried to attack this film. They have tried in other ways to attack it, in little subtle ways, and Tom Cruise and certain other things. Don't think they aren't pissy about this movie, because this movie represents a lot of what they don't like. Because you got to stop and remember when the original one came out and what that movie represented. Exactly. And 86 was in the heart of the Reagan era. And that movie was one of those movies that
made you feel all American,
very patriotic, go America, pro Reagan era type movie.
Bring down the evil empire.
Exactly. And the type of thing that they knew that this one was not going to be one they could win. They went after Joker. They went after Rambo. But we need a few more Top Guns, right? We need a few more movies, and even more so. I mean, that completely in the face of some of these. I hate saying it because I don't want to go to that extreme, but we need one extreme movie.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Tom, because Rambo was just a classic. This last Rambo film.
That's what I wished it was. Exactly. That would have been a perfect one.
So good. I mean, because I live right down here by the border, and that kind of stuff is for real. And they didn't water it down. They didn't make it. I don't want to give you guys spoilers if you haven't seen it. But there's tragedy for Rambo, and he overcomes. But the story needed to be told. And man, they flushed that one right down the toilet.
You mean the one where the girl
the critics went after it? Yeah, his
daughter. You talking about
yeah, because the Wokey Wokes hated the fuck out of that movie.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
They hated which movie?
Rambo.
Last Blood.
Oh, Rambo. Last Blood. That's funny.
Final Last Blood.
Yeah,
my favorite was the one in Afghanistan. I love that.
2.0.
Rambo 3. Yeah.
I love the first one and the third one.
Yeah, the third one introduced you to the, and I always get this wrong, the freedom fighters that eventually became the
Taliban.
Yeah, that didn't age well. Rambo 3. Rambo 2 though was produced by James Cameron. That's why that.
Actually, I think he just wrote it. I don't know if he produced it. But
yeah, the CIA.
He might have been listening. You might be right. I don't know if he's an executive.
The CIA has a poor history in the Middle East. But Eric K for $2 sends a super chat saying, "I agree. Phoebe Cates was beautiful."
Oh yeah,
she still is. I think I haven't seen her lately, but
what was that film she did when I was growing up? I remember it was everywhere. It was like she walked through the
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Was it Fast Times where she's walking?
Where she walks out of the pool?
Yes,
swimming pool.
Fast Time?
Okay. One of the most paused scenes in video cassette history.
Yeah.
Culture.
Yeah.
Culture. Can I go off label because I see him in chat?
Ma'am.
Zach's. He just recently hit 1,000 subs and he's got 10,000 watch hours.
Sweet.
So I'm gonna post his link in chat because he's probably gonna lose 100 subs overnight. So if
Yeah,
everybody
guys,
could sub to Zach.
That's magical. That does happen. YouTube's going to knock down his sub count. So if you're not subbed to our good friend Zach's over there, do check out his channel right now. Let's get those numbers up because I had a nice push from my friends at FNT just to get over 1,000 and immediately dropped down to 800 again. So just know that that's a real thing. So the more people we can push up, the better.
Yeah,
and
he's
happens
hilarious.
after you get monetized.
Yeah, it's weird. And of course, Nina's here. Say hello to the lovely Nina.
Hey, Nina.
What's up, Nina?
She's so awesome.
Yeah, you're right, Culture. It's happened to me. It's happened to a lot of my friends of the Cotton Connection. I've heard of that quite a bit. There is a purge that happens. So yeah, give Zach a sub. It'll really help him out.
I just did.
Congratulations on the 1,000 anyway. At least.
Dude, you deserve it.
Oh yeah,
he's funny as hell.
Yeah, he is. He makes really good content.
I notice all the time I get unsubscribed, unbelled from channels. It's a common daily fucking occurrence. It really is.
I don't even get notifications anymore.
What's worse is when they'll unsubscribe a member, which is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Which I've seen that more than enough times.
Yeah, I mean, I used to get notifications all the time for FNT. I don't think I've got one in like 2 years at this point.
Yeah, they'll change your notifications. I noticed on Midnight's Edge they changed my notifications to personalized. Well, I never said that. I always do notifications all.
Well, just last night I found Jedi Bill. They did that to me on his channel. I've never changed my settings. Sorry, go ahead, Snow.
I was going to say, I've been an avid wrench on Drunk 3PO's channel for like 3 years now, and I can tell you I've been unsubbed. You stop that. I've been unsubbed from him like 3 different times, you know.
Well, I haven't been unsubbed from the main channel, too, which is hilarious.
Right.
And you can't chalk it up anymore to, it's because you're not watching the videos or they think it's a dead account, because I watch every single one of our videos like 20 times because I click in there to, you know, answer comments and whatnot. So it's not like I'm not going to Midnight's Edge daily 20 times a fucking day. So they can't say it's not like I'm active or anything like that.
Am I the only one that thinks Avatar was a terrible movie? Am
No.
I alone?
No, I
loves Avatar.
Avatar was amazing.
And you know, do you realize who our resident expert is on Avatar? It is Drunk 3PO. Drunk 3PO has streams, a channel dedicated to Avatar. This man
It's
is
almost
invested in-
monetized too.
It
So you
is.
gotta go give it
I
a
did
watch
get to see
time.
the Avatar trailer in IMAX 3D.
Oh,
wow.
Oh,
It was
shit. You know, I
thoroughly
completely forgot.
unimpressive.
I saw the trailer for that movie, and I completely forgot about it. That's how memorable it was.
And I do want to make sure everybody knows. Karen Nut 82 says this, and this is absolutely the truth. I was unsubbed from 3 channels this week. That happens all the time. Check your subs, the people you love. If you haven't seen them in a while, there may be a reason.
Which is another reason why, if you're on social media, which I don't suggest anybody do if you haven't already, don't do that to yourself. But if you happen to be one of those who's been suckered into social media, follow your favorite YouTubers on social media, because sometimes that's the best way to keep up with what's going on.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and Jason points it out. This happens all the time to everybody. You get 2, you lose 1. You get 1, you lose 1. You get 1, you get 2, you lose 1. It's freaking bananas.
Well, when it's like, only a few people, it's a little harder to like, try to make a big deal out of the pattern. But when you've got hundreds of thousands of subs at a time going back and forth, it's very noticeable.
Yeah.
Well, unless you pull like an apocalypse, like a Mecha Random or something. Oh wait, never mind.
Zax has been a member of my channel for a very long time, 14 months. Thank you, brother. Says thank you, Six, Heart, and everyone else for your support. Indeed, it's been a ride, and nobody rides alone except Flaccid Phoenix. Well, easy now. But yeah,
well, if he wasn't so flaccid.
Flaccid Phoenix is awesome too. But do appreciate you, Zax. You are a beast, and I'm glad you got there. Now let's keep you there, my friend. Let's keep you there. So Snowdub runs an Avatar channel called Drinking in Pandora.
You gold shiny son of a. You could at least send a super chat if you're going to insult me. I know you got all kinds of money.
I should go put on my Drunk 3PO shirt.
Jay's just a Canadian bear.
Yeah, I got one of the old school ones. I'm cool like that.
Yeah, I got one of those. And then I got the one the one that says "Welcome to the Rebellion." Since I was the one who's told him he should put that on a T-shirt.
Oh, you were the one for that, huh?
It was during that. I believe it was that one stream we were on with Star Wars Theory and shit like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Very nice, very nice. I did the first song for it. Yeah.
Did you see Star Wars Theory came out? Was talking about.
He came out of the closet. What?
No, he was talking about everybody.
Oh no.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he's like he finally realized. I guess some of the wrath of some of these Star Wars fans. I heard that. Yeah, I don't wish that upon him, but
I just don't believe that there were people who are actually calling Moses Ingram everything that they were saying. I don't believe it. I think it's from business.
Oh no, I mean, okay. There were 3 things she posted, and one of them, they used the N word, but they used it with an A, not the hard R.
Yeah,
so
right.
I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is all those came from private DMs on Instagram. Why are her DMs open?
That's the fishy thing too. I mean, at least like with the Gina Carano stuff. I mean, that's stuff. I mean, there's
We got tons and tons of pages of public shit for that. Yeah,
tons and tons and tons of stuff.
And then you had that nasally, screechy woman who was like attacking because it was someone had said, "Hey, the same thing happened to Gina Carano." She's like, "No, it didn't." You know, I'm talking about that reviewer who's got that.
Grace Randolph.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's annoying.
The queen of bad takes. Yeah.
I didn't know who she was till that. And I
gosh, she had so many bad takes. That is an infinite bad take machine.
So I am the living bobblehead.
The lineman at G&G, I think we all know who I'm talking about. That dude has infinite bad takes too.
Oh.
Geeks and gamers.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
Uche,
Uche.
but yeah, he does have some bad takes.
I like
bad
Uche,
takes.
but he has terrible takes.
Oh,
He
I
really
love the
does.
guy. Passionately, he's great, except wow. Talk about a bad take machine. It's like a manufacturing system he's put together and just pops
Well,
one out.
but that's a good example of what we keep trying to tell you guys, especially when everybody's like, why don't they see what's wrong with Kurtzman and Kathleen and JJ? It's like, because, you know, I mean, he comes from part of that world, right? There's the bubble, and inside that bubble, it's an echo chamber, and they make it an echo chamber, and that's how they do that, is by shutting out people who don't agree with them, and that's where this cancellation all stems from, all this shit. You know, this is the craziest era I've ever lived in my life. And I've told this story before, so I apologize.
It's going to get crazier, Tom. It's going to get
I
crazier.
know. And I apologize for those who've heard this story before, because I'm sure I've told it on Mead and Comics Division before, but I don't think I've told it on this specific podcast. But like, I had a conversation one time. It was a decent conversation with a lady, and I don't even remember what it was I said, but it was something against Biden. And the conversation got shut down like that. It was like normal conversation. Everything was going fine. I don't even remember what the fuck I said. And then all of a sudden, mid-sentence of mine,
gas prices.
no, this was a while ago. This was like a year or two ago, and not two, but like at least a year ago almost. It was like in the midst of a lot of some of the shit that was going on here recently.
Was
but
this
like
in person or like?
Yeah, it was like in the line at a store, and I'm like, yeah, and I was talking, and I mentioned something about, or maybe I said, say what you will about Trump. I'm not a fan, but I at least had more money when he's in office or something like that. And a mid sentence and something else I was saying, she shuts me down. She's like, "Yeah, I'm not comfortable having this conversation anymore."
Oh wow!
I
don't want to talk to you anymore.
I thought it was on Tinder that you told me you had this.
That was the
Whoa,
joke.
Hey now. Wow. All I know is this.
I don't even know how to use the Tinder.
Because the puppet made sure I got my 99 cents of flesh out of drunk 3PO. So,
Damn right.
Yeah, how much of that do you actually get?
30
75
cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like 70 cents, right? Because they take 30.
They're lying their ass off.
Yeah, and the government takes the other 35 cents, so I get about.
Oh, are they actually taking taxes out now?
Yeah.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah. Of course, not me, because I did a different thing. I actually am an LLC, so I think.
Well, yeah, I have to get the LLC thing going.
Yeah, do that. But what else is happening? We got so many people to chat. Thank you all for being here. We love you all.
Bedtime. That's what's happening next, dude. I gotta go to bed.
You gotta go to bed.
Right.
Why?
I am tired, man. I've been in the sun all day. I've been slogging through this.
We can't tell. You know what? You haven't been on camera once. Are you ashamed of the sunburn? What is it?
No.
Well,
He's just relaxed.
I'm tired.
Well,
I'm a mess. I look
going-
awful right now. It's like, Jesus Christ. You want me to turn the camera on? Are you crazy?
Did y'all
I'm
know
tired.
that? I never knew that Obi, what's his name? I just forgot his name.
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
McGregor.
Oh,
McGregor. I never know McGregor was woke.
Oh,
he's
God.
woke.
He got woke. I guess around the time of
He got me too'd, so he went
Yeah.
super woke.
Oh,
he
did he
wasn't
get me
woke.
too? Oh,
He
that
wasn't
explains
Yeah,
woke.
just before Birds of Prey and shit. Because he
I was
left
saying,
his
he
wife
got-
and kids and all that shit. Yeah.
He got super woke around Birds of Prey.
Because he wasn't woke during the prequels. I remember.
No. I mean, no.
Well, there was no
during the
woke then.
prequels.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it
that's the
was-
thing.
I mean, he wasn't
We didn't have
even.
the access like we do now.
He wasn't even a little like Hollywood is. He seemed the opposite, especially Train Spotting and all his films.
Wow.
And then
Oh
prequels.
God, Train Spotting was amazing. Yeah, we played the drug addict. Yeah.
Drunk, you did win the game, brother. We all love you. It's crazy. And we
You
also love
sexy
Nina.
motherfucker.
Comics is grumpy, says Nina. Well,
No.
he's
He's
tired.
just tired.
How is that different than any other day? I'm always grumpy.
Tired
that was like a
of
perpetual
being
thing for me.
admired.
So are you trying to leave while the rest of us are still here? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm tired, man. I got a bolt.
Okay, well then.
Well,
do
I
it
got a
then.
question for comics.
Wait,
Why haven't you ever asked Drunk 3PO on your show?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why didn't we have Drunk on one of our crazy ass shows?
He's in the fucking group chat.
He avoids
been there.
me.
He's been on a couple times. I need to actually officially invite him on. That'd be great.
Right.
But there's lots of people I want to have on. There's lots of people from F&T I want to have on too at some point in time.
Hey, Valiant, you're in the group. Oh wait, you went and did more fun things with other people. I'm
Prince
sorry.
Andrew.
Yeah, he's too good for us now.
I love how Steven says drink water. It was like, what do you think I've been doing all day? But I mean, I was at 104-degree temperature. Of course I was drinking water. I don't want to die.
What were you doing out in the sun? Doing your farming?
Okay, so out at the ranch, I have a garden
Division
going.
Ranch.
Yeah, Division Ranch.
Dick's
Division
Ranch.
So it's I've been having problems with deer getting into it and eating everything, which is the reason why all of my squash plants are dead at this point because they've been mowed down.
You gotta shoot them.
Well,
Deer gotta eat too.
That's really convenient.
You want another trick?
Because they typically do this like when I'm not around.
I
heard it's funny. Today was the first time I actually saw 2 deer on the property.
I'm serious
actually there
about this. You want to know how to keep deer out of your shit? Go to a local barber and ask them to gather up a bag of human hair for you for a day, and then go buy it. And it's really weird. I know it sounds weird, but trust me. And then you put it on the outside of wherever the garden is.
Well, because they smell people.
They won't come anywhere fucking near it. Trust me, because I come from a place where deer wander through town like they own the goddamn place.
Yeah.
Where do you think Tom's hair
Southern
went?
Belle says Irish Spring, so I'll have to think about doing that next time.
And then the next time there's a serial killer in your area, you're the one who gets hauled.
Unfortunately, there's that side effect. Yes. Yeah.
Uh,
Don't be like specific with the hair. That will help your case.
Right.
Well, okay then.
Man, this heat in Texas lately.
It was 104 out there.
Well, try Arizona.
I don't want to kick comics out the door, but I've been trying to balance this panel at 6, and this guy just showed up.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
well, I just got finished, so.
Oh!
Finished doing what?
Finished with what?
Yeah.
Finished on the live show with Legal Mindset.
I can't wait for that. That's going to get boiled down into a video, yes?
You know what's sad is I get more use out of this sound effect than any other one.
You were hanging out there with the man that's headed to Korea?
Yeah. He hit me up this morning.
Globetrotter.
He was heading back to his other home in Korea, and he's got a flight at like 6 a.m. or something. So he's like, I'm going to do an hour show tonight. Come on. I said, yeah, sure, I'll stop by. So we went off because he wanted to talk about some of the good movies, bad movies, some of the stuff with Aquaman 2 and Amber Heard from the movie side of things. And so we chatted for a while. It was a good thing I was there because he had some internet problems. His internet in the hotel room crashed for like 10 minutes. So thank God I was there because I was vamping while he was out. And but no, it worked out great. So we had a good show. And so I'm just waiting for some laundry to finish. And I saw you guys were still going as soon as I jumped off. So I figured I'd come by.
Awesome. Well, we were just about to say goodbye to comics. My benefactor, is that the right term?
I don't know. Friend? That's probably more appropriate.
Have I ever actually been on the screen together with comics before now? I don't think so.
I don't think you have, man.
You have to be on either the Monday show or the Thursday show. Actually, I'd like you on both shows. What do you think, comics?
Toxic Man Flu is the guy to talk to. He's the one who does the bookings these days.
I know. I know him. Toxic. Yeah. Okay.
Pink
we'll
Toxic.
work it out.
On. Yeah.
Apparently,
okay, I don't even want to hear this. We've been trying to get together now for one of Jay's Welcome to the Rebellion podcasts. Just hit me up, brother, and just let me know. You haven't hit me up in a while.
Wait, is that the interview show where he talks to
He hasn't even asked me to be on there yet. He don't want me.
Yeah, well, this is a cool.
It's not about you, Tom.
Everything's about me.
This is a cool dude from Canada. So what's up, Xevious? Very talented, cool dude.
Did you see it? They greenlit the next Joker. We were talking about that.
Yes.
As I said months ago, yes. That's what was one of Zaslav's first things. He's like, get Joker 2 going now.
But are they going to connect it to Twinkle Toes' Batman?
No.
Thank God. Anyway, bye. Good night.
I love you, Mr. Dick's Division.
I'll see you tomorrow.
He just left. He kicked himself out.
Dude, Jason, you come on next Sunday. I think. Wait,
aren't we doing this Tuesday on his show?
Oh yeah. Wait, Jason. Where's Jason? There's Jason. Jason, we have this thing for Tuesday. Yes, say yes in the chat, please. I'd appreciate that. Goodness.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to try to squirrel out for a bit and get be able to be on there because I know he's asked me before for a while and I just during the weekdays for me is just so damn hard when they live stream. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Tuesday at noon my time, so I'm in Central. But yeah, I will do my best, buddy. I will try to be there.
Gonna be huge. It'll be huge. I can't do it like other people. Other people can do the Trump huge. I can't do
huge. Yeah,
it's gonna be huge.
That's
I
what you
gotta
said.
there. And then, okay, I feel better. All right. Okay, balanced it out. Wait, Jason was on my channel talking Star Trek. So okay. All right.
Drunk's better than all of us. That's not in doubt.
There's no doubt about that. I get to see him though. It's been a while. I get to hang out with Drunk and say, "What's up, dude?" Well, actually, I probably won't get to hang out with him. He's going to be busy, but at least I get to say hi once, maybe. Rogue Thought says Trump huge is the best huge. By the way, Rogue Thought's awesome. I love that. Oh, you guys are great. What else is going on? Valiant. Since you were missing all of the conversation around this, and because we're going to be talking about it again on Tuesday, did somebody miss the king and then get shown the door? And is the lady that follows him actually in more danger?
Wait, say that again?
He's talking about Rice.
Over at Disney.
Oh, okay. So in this, you're talking about, say, missed the king, like he tried to kill the king and he missed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, partly. I mean, that's a large part, but it's to say it was just a matter of he wanted his job and was angling for it misses a lot of the subsurface here. I mean, I've talked about it earlier this week with WDW Pro.
Yeah, there's way more to it, indeed, but
yeah. I mean, that was an almost hour-long conversation.
It was.
I mean,
it was
something
good.
that we talked about back on April 5th, 2 months ago.
Wow.
When we talked about Disney Civil War, me and WDW Pro, and he brought in a list of the Chapek enemies to watch out for. One of the ones he spent time discussing was one Peter Rice.
Yeah.
And 2 months ago, he called it. He said, "We got it on the show." I was like, "No, Pro, you're the one that brought that in, man. That's all you." But yeah, I mean, look, Rice was one of the guys that was orchestrating that whole, the whole "Don't Say Gay" bill revolt inside Disney, the Disney walkout, his connections to the Walter Kites Foundation, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, that organization's sole purpose in Hollywood is to stuff as much of this equity and inclusion, keyword being equity, of course, code word for, Marxism,
it causes
all stuff.
DIE causes companies to die.
Yeah. So I mean, it goes a lot deeper than just he was angling for his job. I mean, one of the reasons why the Hollywood people don't like Bob Chapek is because he's not one of them, and Peter Kites was the tip of the spear in there.
Sorry, I said 2012. It's 2004. I didn't mean to interrupt, but yeah.
Yeah.
Had to correct myself there.
So how do you think the stock price is going to handle it in the morning?
Well, the stock price is a combination of factors. The firing, yes, sure, it has something to do with it, but everybody took a massive dump because of the inflation numbers and some other poor reporting around.
There's a lot of macro stuff,
right? But it seems to be,
market.
But it seems to be the lowest on the. I forgot on the
Dow Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the thing with that is that you have to also understand that the Walt Disney Company, the minute that Robert Iger walked out and said that Disney is now going to be a streaming service,
right?
That changed how analysts. I actually talked about this on my live stream earlier today. That changed the dynamic. You can go back and you can look for the last several years all the way up to today about the financial publications, the market watches, the Seeking Alphas, the IBDs, all these Morningstar, everything, all these publications, these financial analysts, even the big bankers, none of them care about individual programming, what audience reception is to it. That's so far below the line for them. Here's the thing that's going to impact Disney in the next couple of days. Did they or did they not win? And I believe it was today. Today was the day, and
I did a video on it, so it goes on the channel tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Did they or did they not win the bid for the IPL? The
no
cricket
news,
league?
news on it yet. No,
that is
$7 to $8 billion is going to have to be spent.
Yes,
Get that.
exactly, absolutely correct. That was the estimate on what the winning bid would have to be for IPL, and that IPL is critical because live cricket in India, that is Disney Hotstar. That's what they bought Hotstar
That's
for.
it. All they
50
have.
million subs in India. Now, one of the things that I've been seeing recently, the financial analysts out there are starting to remove their heads from their bums when it comes to streamers. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not about subscribers, it's about revenues and it's about profitability.
Goldman
And-
Goldman Sachs just put Cell on Netflix, right?
I can go pull it up.
They downgraded him to Cell.
They
today.
win though. Was that before the recent drop or
No, it was like in the last 48 hours.
I'd have to go back and pull it up
Yeah.
and look and see. I mean, look, you have to, when it comes to buy sell ratings from analysts like this, you have to ask yourself, over what period of time are they coming to this analysis, right? If it's a sell because they think the price is going to drop in the next 3 months, but you're a long-term investor and you're buying Netflix now because it's dropped 70% from its high, and you're going to sit on it for 5 or 10 years, you'll be fine. I mean, there's a big difference here. But when it comes to Disney, yeah, they're going to have to spend $7+ billion to re-up their contract with the Cricket League. That is a driving force for their 50 million subs that they have in India that they make an average of about 75 cents a month on. Okay. So that's an issue. What the analysts are starting to come to the realization of that, you know what? It wouldn't be such a bad thing if Disney lost or shed some subs in India because it's a lot of dead weight, and the costs of maintaining those subscribers, if it costs them $7 to $8 billion, just might not be worth it. Derp to der. Well, so I mean that's but again, the initial market reaction to that is going to be a whole
it's going to be
crap moment.
Yeah.
And what I said earlier on the live stream is that, look, before Disney went into the streaming space, their nominal stock price hovered between $100 and $120 a share. Okay, when they were still just a theme park company. But they're not just a theme park company anymore. It rocketed up to $200 a share because of the very inflated expectations that were placed upon it. This was at the time during the COOF when subscriber numbers were going through the ceiling, when Netflix was rocketing up to $700 a share where it peaked. And what I tell people all the time is, look at Netflix and look at Disney. Which stock would you rather have owned? If you bought both stocks on January 1st this year, I promise you would be thrilled with owning Disney right now versus Netflix. Right. Absolutely thrilled. And that's because Netflix does not have a stopgap called theme parks to be the cash cows.
Right. But theme parks have always been their stopgap. You know, since Eisner's restructuring of the company, since we had the Disney decade and all of that, the cash cow had always been the theme parks. And that was revitalized, whether you like Eisner or not, because of his direction and where they went with it. What changed was the shift in the media acquisition side of the business, I believe, which would have been the acquisition of Star Wars, Marvel, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, the big thing, Star Wars and Marvel were frankly small potatoes by far compared to what they did with Fox.
But it allowed them to do what you suggested, which moved into the streaming media space.
Well, but I mean, the acquisitions at the time of those properties, they weren't, I mean, streaming wasn't even a thing at that point.
That's true. But they were moving that direction because Bob was on the board at Apple when simultaneously Disney and Apple were both working on their streaming systems.
Well, that came many years later, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it's look, they were gobbling up content to build out the library.
Right.
Then along came the notion of maybe we should get into the streaming space. Now, arguably, you could say that the Fox acquisition was probably almost certainly during the time when they were starting initial discussions on getting into the streaming space. And that was probably a long-term thought process. They already had their hands in things like Hulu.
Pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure I remember hearing about Disney Plus as an idea before around the same time as the Fox deal was taking.
Yeah, and that would make total sense. So I think
together.
Starting to come down to earth, there's an adjustment period. But
2017.
There's no other stock on the Dow Jones Industrials that is a streamer. Amazon doesn't count. They're not a streamer. They have a streaming service, but
Yeah.
so
That's
that's why streaming companies have been far more volatile when it comes to their stock price fluctuations than anybody else. Look at Roku. My God, there's another one you wouldn't want to own versus Disney. Has been Roku in the last 8 months. So, Roku has lost 75% of its
Wasn't
value.
Netflix basically merging back with Roku or some shit like
Well,
that?
there is some rumor, and we'll
I have
probably
a video. I have a video coming out on that this week. Don't buy into that hype. Do not.
I think it's possible because look, anytime a company and look, Roku has a very good reach. Doesn't matter what their stock price looks like. They have a very good market penetration. So certainly it would be very attractive for any company that has the cash flows and the current assets to be able to buy something like that. I mean, hell, I even joked at one point that when Paramount fell apart, I mean, Apple should be looking at that because they could pull cash literally out of their bank account and buy Paramount. They could ostensibly almost do the same thing right now with Roku. So is it like in play in sense of this is being seriously discussed right now with Apple? No. It's just one of those things where, we in the financial world look at this and we could postulate based on numbers and data that we do know and factors like it makes a lot of sense because Apple in the streaming space, Apple is trying to build their service revenue.
They are. Yeah.
And they have been building it tremendously. And Apple TV has really not been a fart in the wind for their service revenue to this point, except for the bundled packages. But if Apple were to pick up a big library of content, kind of like Amazon just recently pulled off with MGM.
Well, Amazon just realized that they paid 3 times the value for that content. And there was a lot of red ink on the books, and the FTC is about to kick the chair out from under them.
And that may happen, and you're absolutely correct. My point is that, and good news for Apple because they didn't jump in with both feet early on like Amazon did, is that Apple is now looking at probably being able to pick up a significant library somewhere, if not immediately, but maybe in the next year or two, on some pretty deep discounts.
Right. Well, we actually have a related chat, not directly, but something I want to get to because we have all of the minds here that can talk about this. It's a shame comics isn't here, but Nikki D for $5 says this: my estimates for Thor 4 is 200 million opening domestic box office and 1 billion total global box office. Thoughts? This is going to be fun because I think we're going to be all over the map. I'm going to start with VR because you've been hitting the ball out of the park lately on this stuff.
After Doctor Strange, no. We just saw what happened with that.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange, let me put it this way. I want y'all to think about this for a second. Doctor Strange opened with 187 million domestic. Yeah. Doctor Strange's trailers were fairly well received. I mean, like people watched the trailers for Doctor Strange before the movies came out and said, wow, this looks wild. This looks pretty cool. Big box office opening weekend. Completely collapsed after that. Thor, Love and Thunder, and I saw the new version of the trailer this weekend when I saw Jurassic World Dominion.
How was it?
Jurassic World?
No, the new trailer.
Oh, the trailer. The trailer was better than the first one because it eliminated a lot of like the goofy stuff. It was still kind of goofy. Tears to me. I had a more positive reaction, and I've seen a lot of other people have more positive reactions to the Multiverse of Madness trailers than I have seen them have to the Thor trailers. So if that is any kind of sign, and it may or may not be, because there is always the Chris Hemsworth factor here.
Right.
Okay. But if it comes out and has a similar response to what Multiverse of Madness had, I think you're going to see a similar performance in terms of a heavy opening weekend that then quickly tanks.
But no legs is what you're saying?
No legs.
But let me ask you a question, Valiant. Did it still do the bait and switch, or was it more focused on were they starting to bring Lady Thor up front and center?
Well, I mean, you still had the scene of, he tries to grab his hammer and it goes to Natalie Portman instead. Right. But they cut out a lot of the other stuff that was kind of more silly. Like they didn't have the scene in there with Peter Quill and Chris Hemsworth like
Are you
staring at
love?
each other
Right.
lovingly. They kind of cut out some of the silly stuff. I think they kind of recognized that fan reactions were like, "What the frick am I
Right.
looking at?" So they've tried to pare it down, but I don't think the movie is going to materially change. Like I don't think they're going to go back and do any massive re-edits between now and then. Maybe they will. But I kind of feel like the same thing with Doctor Strange is going to happen with Thor. And if it does, I think that's going to be the beginning of the end for the MCU in terms of its financial performance for sure. Long term. With nothing
Yeah,
to thank after.
I feel like I'm there with you, and I'll give a more detailed breakdown in a moment. I'm kind of interested in what Jolly has to say.
Well, when I think about this type of stuff with numbers, I always kind of look to what the Snow Kid's into, and the Snow Kid, he was a big Marvel fan. He got hooked. He loved Infinity War and Endgame. He's watched the movies, Blu-rays, dozens of times, especially Captain America. And when all the shift changed to the female, I noticed his interest change. Now, maybe that's just because he's a boy, but he did go see Doctor Strange, but it took him a couple weeks. He didn't really push to see it. He's not interested in the series. He thinks those all suck. And then now with Thor coming out, he loves Thor. He wants to see it, but he's a little reserved, And so what that tells me is they're on a downhill slope. Because if you're losing your main audience, which is basically that 10 to 15 to 16 age range, that's your money. That's where the kids tell their other friends, go see this movie. Heck, I'll go with you and see it again. So that's where the cash is at, and they're losing it, baby. They're losing it.
Well, that whole shot in the trailer, the first trailer that we've all seen, and including this new trailer that was attached to Jurassic World this weekend, still had the scene where you got Russell Crowe up there on the dais, and he snaps his fingers, and Hemsworth's clothes get ripped off, and he's standing there butt naked. That was still in the trailer. Now,
Wow.
And there's one reason for that.
The girls.
That's right. Let me tell you what's going on TikTok right now. And I know this from my own 2 teenage daughters, and I know this from other friends, YouTube, and otherwise I've talked to that also have teenage daughters. Michelle Force a Light, one of them. It's like the other teenagers and stuff like this. And it's like everything on TikTok right now is Stranger Things 4 and Top Gun.
Okay.
And everybody knows who Miles Teller is because he had a shirt off in that. Miles Teller's hot. Yeah. My 2 daughters, same thing. Nobody's talking about Obi-Wan, nothing like that. Nothing on TikTok. They're not bringing any new audience with Obi-Wan. It's all Top Gun and Stranger Things right now on TikTok with the teenage girls. This is what Disney and Marvel is going after with that Thor trailer. It's Chris Hemsworth. It's Chris Hemsworth with his naked body on there. That's they're going to drive. They will get the movie could suck, and they will get $200 million off of chicks going to see this movie to see Chris Hemsworth.
Okay, well, speaking of chicks, 6.
Okay, so Thor's clothes get ripped off of him, and then all the women standing around Russell Crowe faint. That was embarrassing. I'm not sure who I was embarrassed for, myself or the director or whatever, but I hated that part. It was ridiculous. And I can appreciate a good-looking guy too, but it just I thought it was a little bit pathetic. And when I went to see Jurassic World Dominion the other day, I was standing in the lobby, and a group of 8 teenage girls came running into the theater, and they were all giggling and laughing and having a wonderful time like teenage girls do. And they all stood around the Top Gun standee.
Wow.
And had somebody take a picture of them.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. And
God, that shows you how much people are missing a good show. Plus, it gives them everything that they want.
yeah, I wanted to love Thor because I've loved the Thor movies previously. I'm a big Natalie Portman fan, even though she didn't go to the gym like I wanted her to. And but I'm gonna say 150 domestic through Sunday
I think that's probably a good call.
for opening weekend. But I don't even know if I'm gonna go see it now.
You know, it's weird because I've heard that sentiment a lot. And I'm going to go to George next and then Tom. George, where do you think this film's going to go? What do you think its financial direction will be?
I hate the fact that it's released on my birthday. So I would agree with 6. I would say about 150. I guess it depends. Isn't there? We're supposed to have at least one more trailer. I want to see the next trailer and see how they frame it. Because I didn't like the first one. I didn't like pieces of the second one. I really would like to see what they're going to show before, for that final push. You know what I'm talking about, Valiant? The final 2 weeks where they do that massive push. They start releasing clips and the final.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
Did you notice that when you see it on YouTube or when you see it on television, it's pixelated booty of Chris Hemsworth?
I thought that's what the way they were going to do it in the.
I would assume it would be that way in the movie too.
Yeah.
You think you're going to do that in the film?
Yeah, isn't it PG or PG-13?
So it's not going to titillate the way that they're going to try to hit it?
You think they're going to show it unpixelated is what you're saying?
I think they'd have to. We'll see. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, George. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I mean, I think I've never been really good at projections for Marvel movies, but I would say around 150 to 220, depending because people love, especially after what Ragnarok did. Does anyone know what Ragnarok did its first weekend?
It did pretty good.
Tom, Valiant, anyone? 6?
No, I mean, off the top, no, I don't know what it did.
That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling it would do the same numbers as Ragnarok.
121 million.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think it was a little less than, but that was a couple of years ago too. Yeah.
It also didn't make $1 billion. It only made 850 million when all bets are in.
Yeah, but when you look at it by inflation and ticket prices,
when
and
you
all
look
that
at anything by inflation,
that's the problem right now. Yeah.
Well, so I think what 6 said is accurate. About 150. Give it the time. He's a bigger star. People love Thor. To me, it just depends how they're going to do the last trailer. But I would say 150 to 220. I would feel more comfortable with 175, 150 to 175.
Where does it finish?
Oh, under $1 billion. I think I think once people realize what it is, it'll drop off completely. I would say a 65% drop by the next weekend because it's after July the 4th.
VR.
That's gone. Right in the middle of summer, people are traveling. Well, not as much as they used to, obviously, because of gas and everything.
But George, okay, so we're going to look at the fall off. So what, aside from Top Gun, which is like the weirdest film ever when it comes to fall off, what's been the average fall off? Do you think it's going to fall off at the same level as like Black Widow,
yes,
Eternals,
I do.
Doctor Strange? You think it's going to fall off 60?
Because I just don't believe what they're trying to push unless, again, unless it's a con job. I just don't think what they're trying to push people really want. The comics prove that. If you even just take, I know it's a different medium, but if you just take the way that it was received, that comic run, people didn't like it. No one likes when their heroes are pushed aside. And, Taika Waititi keeps saying, well, it's not a passing of the torch. It's not a passing of the torch. They're trying to make it sound like it's going to be her helping him. Now, if that was the case, I think it would last. I don't think it would drop 65%. It's just my gut tells me, or at least my gut informs me that I think it's going to drop if it sticks to what their agenda is. I could be wrong.
All right. And finally, Tom, the movie man himself. Tom, where do we start with this film and where does it finish?
I think Nikki D's right. Nikki D's made some predictions in the past that have been pretty spot on. I think that this is going to open a little bit better than Doctor Strange for the Chris Hemsworth factor, and the fact that the last Thor was mostly beloved by the normies, and I'm part of the group that liked the third Ragnarok, the Thor Ragnarok film. So on that part, I think it's going to open well, but it all depends on if it's good or not. Like, we saw that with Doctor Strange, right? It's pretty clear that if these movies are not good, people will back off of them. Otherwise, Doctor Strange shouldn't have had a problem making $1 billion, but it will. So I'm sure Disney's going to keep that in mind. The only thing it has going for it is everything I've seen Oh, no problem, Nikki. Anything I've seen with that Taika Waititi's done, I don't like his personal political takes on things and
But
how
his
he
art.
interacts with people. But I have not seen a bad movie or a bad project he's been a part of yet. That's the thing. Unfortunately, I can't like point to something and say, "Yep, there's the woke," and that's gonna show
he
through,
hasn't.
and,
Yeah, he
you know
hasn't.
that's the thing. So the clips and stuff I've seen of this though are not selling me on it. I'm with Six. A lot of this stuff is kind of embarrassing and not coming off as funny. But I have to see it in the context yet before I completely judge it. This could be the one film though where we see him go completely to the dark side though. Who knows?
Look, I think Tonka Woke Kitties is fine. As an actor, he's funny. He's got great comedic timing. As a writer, he's fine. As a director, he's okay. I think when he combines them, something gets lost in translation from time to time. I think this film, to answer this question directly, is going to earn about 185 million in its opening. I think it's going to finish out where Ragnarok did, because I think that's what Tonka Woke Kitties can do, which is about 850. I think that's where it finishes. There you are.
Well,
You're forgetting this has the Guardians of the Galaxy in it too, though.
I'm not forgetting it.
That's going to be some.
And
kind
the
of
new
draw.
trailer does show that heavily.
Well, what about Christian Bale? I actually thought he would be a bigger draw than the.
He's not going to draw shit. He looks like crap. He doesn't even look like the character.
No, I know he doesn't look, but it's Christian Bale. I always considered him.
Yeah, but he's not like somebody
that.
that. I mean, he's liked, but I wouldn't say he's a box office draw per se.
You don't think so?
Not like an A-list
Prestige.
actor.
You know, and that's the weird thing, right? You would have thought by now Bale would have been like at the pinnacle, but he's just not.
Yeah, he kind of fucked himself with that screaming thing.
Well, I don't think that Chris Hemsworth butt is a box office draw. Do people like legitimately, and this is a question for the chat, do people legitimately go to the theater just for a 2-second shot of a butt that you can see
Sadly, yes,
on the internet? Maybe I'm a weirdo, but
No. Six.
I've
it's
never
not,
been that. I've never been that kind of girl.
It's not you. Again, we're talking about remember what they're targeting. Remember what I said earlier. I've got 2 teenage daughters, and that's what they will go see it for. Like my 15-year-old or 14-year-old, like she watched Top Gun with me, and she probably can't remember most of what happened in that movie, but she remembers that volleyball scene with all the guys with their shirts off. And that's why she wants to go see the new Top Gun, because, oh my God, Tom Cruise was so hot and Miles Teller looks so hot. And it's like, I mean,
that's the thing that's funny
that's
is
what it is.
teenage boys are always painted as sex crazed, but we got to remember the hormones kick in sooner for girls.
Yes.
Right? They're just easier at hiding it.
I live with 2 of them in the house.
Yeah, I remember the volleyball scene, but it didn't hold up.
That's a driver. That's what makes a lot of that age they want to go see this, because, you know, Chris Hemsworth's hot. And you know, he's gonna have his shirt off in this or whatever, and maybe we see his butt. You know, so I mean, that's reality.
Yeah.
Now, again, for adults, it's not a driving factor, but
Just remember Aquaman.
yes, Jason Momoa.
There is no reason in the world Aquaman should have made $1 billion.
Nope.
The only reason Aquaman made $1 billion is because teenage girls. Plain and fucking simple.
Okay.
And and women's up through their probably 40s, but yeah.
I want to actually say something. This is weird, right? So I was on a cruise with family members, and many of the family members. This was a big group. We were a big group at a big table on a cruise on a boat, and there was a film that was going to be shown. It was Thor Ragnarok. Okay. And I said, because the film was going to be airing the next evening at dinner, I said, hey, did you guys hear Thor is on board? 3 women at the table went, where? So they were all looking for Chris Hemsworth. And these women, they're not teenagers. They're older folks. They were adult women looking
That's
for
what
Chris
I was
Hemsworth.
getting at, is it goes beyond teenage girl.
And,
Yes.
yeah, and that was my point.
And that's the thing is, and I don't know if this answers your question, Six, or not, but being in a movie like that, as opposed to, you know, looking up something online, when you do it online, it feels like you're doing something seedy and you're not supposed to do it. If you're going to see a movie like that with a bunch of other people, it's like it gives you permission, right? and you don't have to be embarrassed about it. It was the same thing with Mel Gibson. Like, that was one of his gimmicks. Like, I remember my mom and her friends always commenting on how it was almost a given that you were guaranteed a Mel Gibson butt shot in every one of his fucking movies.
Oh, Lethal Weapon was famous for the...
They even made fun of it in Loaded Weapon 1. Remember, he's like, where are you going? Nowhere. I just thought it was a good time for a butt in a moonlight shot.
Yeah, you turn around. It was like, oh, that is so great. And classic. It's exactly what that was. It's brilliant.
Those were, and I think Kevin Costner did the same thing. You could almost guarantee he was going to have a butt shot and stuff like a lot of those guys in the 80s, they knew this. And it was part of the sale, right? And I called it, and I talked about it in the chat. These used to be called date bait movies.
They were.
Right? These were movies that you knew you could get adult men and women to go to see. It was a perfect date movie to take because it was something for everybody to enjoy. There was a good-looking, manly man for the women to go, whoo, and get all, turned on and get the vapors from. And it was a nice action flick for the guys to enjoy, right? And both teams won on that one, right? We lost that in movies. We don't have that. It's the same thing with family films, right? There used to be a formalic. Yeah, it's formalic to a point, but there's a formula to it to where it's like, you almost expect this type of entertainment to be there to serve the audience, not the other way around, right? Like, that's the problem is now they expect us to serve them.
Hey, look. Oh, man, there's a great financial article. VR, did you see it yet? It is...
Patrick Swayze was another lady killer, yes.
Yeah. Over 50% of wealth is now controlled by women in the United States.
Well, people have ignored the fact, and this is why I don't have so much of an issue.
On their knees.
Damn it, 6. But no, women are a larger portion of the entertainment demographic, right? Like, more women consume television and films than men actually do. We just consume more of the stuff that makes more money. That's the difference. Mm-hmm. Like, women watch more television, they watch a lot more movies, but we watch more of the superhero stuff and the Tom Cruise Mission Impossible type stuff. Women watch that too, but that's the thing is women like to get their guy to go out to see a movie, so that's why movies like that do well. Thor's going to do well because of that. Top Gun did well because of that, because it was a movie that, mom could get dad off the fucking couch and out to see a movie because, Tom Cruise and Top Gun, I remember that shit. It was kind of the same thing with me getting my dad to finally go see Ghostbusters Afterlife. You guys don't realize my dad has not seen a movie in theaters since Jurassic Park.
The original?
The first
Holy
one.
shit.
Wow.
I begged him and basically said, you're going to see this fucking movie because I fucking said so. He went kicking and screaming the whole time. And after the movie, he loved it. Yeah. He said it was great. It was funny. Yeah. I liked it. Because I knew he loved the first Ghostbusters and I knew he would enjoy it. Right? And I can see a lot of that happening with Top Gun right now.
Yeah.
Look,
Jurassic Park was one of those experiences for my dad. It's like, you can't get no better than this. Yeah, he's like, how did they do that? It's like, he was like a little kid after that movie. It was weird.
But again, I mean, that experience had to have been great because, again, we were back to 70+% of the movie being actual practical effects. And that we've seen.
Well, I don't know about the latest Jurassic World. There is some practical effects, not nearly that many, but yeah.
Like, well, the example would be the latest Top Gun film where it's
just that's 100, almost 100%, yeah,
freaking amazing,
or 80% or whatever it is, yeah.
Southern Belle makes an admission here. Yes, I confess, I went to see Roadhouse at the drive-in so I could see Patrick Swayze's butt in all its glory.
Why do you think Ghost is his number one film?
Isn't
that hard to believe?
I like arms.
Dude, he was ripped. Dude looked like he'd done nothing but work out for 2.5 hours.
You know how many women took up pottery after that fucking movie?
Yeah, they did. God. You know what? Feeling the clay, rubbing out.
And if men
the
were
clay.
Smart, they would have taken it up too, because that's where all the women were.
You're not wrong.
True. I got to run, guys. Though I got to get.
We love you, Valiant.
Valiant, you were a beast. You were a man among men. You were you're just amazing, and we appreciate you and your channel and all you're doing. And subscribe to not only Valiant Renegade, but his live channel.
Oh yeah, the live archive channel over on Renegade Online. So right. YouTube is really slow to get things moving on that channel because it's just a smaller channel, but hopefully what I'll do is I'm going to send the link out tomorrow morning with the live stream that was on the main channel tonight. Should be up and ready to roll by tomorrow morning. So
Yeah.
Any case, thank y'all.
Have
Good
a
to see
great
everybody.
week, Ryan.
And y'all take care. Yeah, George, good to see you again too. And y'all have a good night.
Thank you, man. I love you.
Night, Valiant.
Take it easy. All right, we don't have a lot longer to go, and we got to fix this. That's not right. That's better.
Are you going into OCD?
No, I always do. Yeah,
So, what do you think, Culture? You didn't say. Where do you think Thor is going to top out?
I think
He said
know.
180.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean, do you think
Oh.
that if they follow the Ragnarok model and this is all BS agenda being pushed through the publicity, kind of like what they did with Venom, where they were showing it was all woke, the second one, and then it wasn't? You think they're doing that?
I hope so. I really hope so, George, because I've kind of posited that before, but the more clips we're seeing in the trailers, I'm really starting to lose.
Do you remember the last week of Venom 2, the marketing? How?
Oh
all of a
yeah,
sudden
oh yeah. I know. I
showing-
totally know what you're talking about because I was one of the
Okay.
first people to point that out. I was like, actually, the gay bit was kind of funny. I thought that was one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yep.
Like other than that, I was like, I don't see the woke in this. I don't get this because people are like trying to say, oh, they played it like they were gay couples. Like, no, I saw it more as an odd couple thing. That was more what it was to me. That whole opening bit is completely Odd Couple.
Yep.
You got Venom making a fucking mess.
I agree.
Yeah.
But you don't think, I just don't think if people, I think after the initial wave where everyone comes in to see it, all the teenage girls and all the fans of Thor, I think if they stick true to what YTD had original said, not what he's saying now, that it's turning it over to her.
Well,
but I think it'll crash and burn like the comic did.
I have one more thing. Man, I just got smashed with something. This is amazing. Hang on a second. Just
What?
like, oh no, I'm going to bring in somebody that is not, trying to get a bath mat in here because I don't want him on here because I do. I want bath mat on next Sunday's show, but there's somebody here that put together just something dynamic that has to be talked about, and I can't do it justice. We have somebody from inside. We have somebody from inside Universal.
Oh.
That has walked away from their gig. And they've done it in glorious style on Twitter, and I can't in good conscience run with this story if they don't join us here. So yeah. This is bananas. I didn't see this story until just a moment ago. Wow. I really hope they're still in the chat because that could be bananas otherwise. Oh, I don't know if he's here. I don't know if he's here. I just did a whole lot of setup for no reason.
Who is it?
It's Jason from Sci-Fi for Me TV. Dropped a Twitter bomb on me that I can't possibly discuss without more background, which Jason will have. Crap. And there we are.
Bunk.
All right, my friend, it's your story. I wasn't going to pop it otherwise. You're
gonna
muted.
Pop his
You-
story.
You're muted. You're still muted. No rush, my friend. We're good.
The suspense is killing me.
I know it's killing
Rush
me.
a little bit.
Nope, still can't hear you. That's weird. Normally he's like perfect with everything. Yeah, Jason needs to tell us more. Yeah, I don't know, man. We just can't hear you.
Cue cards will work.
He sent this story to me and I missed it. It was like, this is 20 minutes old. I feel bad because Jason sends great stuff. I can hear some static.
There we go.
There we go. All right. Jason, you share
Microphone
this.
plugged into the headphones.
Yeah, no, Jason, share this with everybody, my friend.
Well,
Please.
okay, so
Yeah.
I ran across this just a second ago. Let me share this. This looks like somebody who has quit Universal Theme Park. This is the impression that I'm getting from this thread.
Okay. All right. Are
and
you in
I
a position
don't-
to share this without sharing your DMs?
I'll do that. Okay, here we go.
All right. I'm going to bring it up. And so it's you and this. This is going to be cool. We're adding
Well,
it to the stream.
I skimmed this and then sent this. So this is somebody calling himself the intersectional anassessment. I don't know what this is. So I quit Universal last night, so I can now share this. During a mandatory company meeting last month with the CEO, I asked her point blank what the company was doing in the wake of the silence to the Don't Say Gay or Trans bill. Interesting that name has changed.
That is interesting. Yeah.
I haven't seen that characterized that way before this.
Yeah.
And we do to honor LGBTQ employees and guests. And so there's a thread here, and it basically talks about, and I don't know who this guy is, but basically is complaining about the fact that Universal didn't take a public political position over this bill in Florida, and getting the runaround on some different things as far as, Pride Month and things that are going on with the company. But down thread a little bit, it's interesting that they're not getting, he's complaining about the fact they're not getting very much in the way of internal stuff as far as like, sensitivity workshops and LGBTQ support and all of that. So it's
amazing.
The impression I get, and I'm getting here, is Universal's deciding to give it up too. And
that's
so
amazing.
We're not going to go. We're not doing the politics thing anymore.
They never really did as much as the rest of the, other studios. But yeah, I'm not surprised in that respect. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I hadn't heard very much as far as like Universal taking any kind of stance or anything. Usually,
Yeah, they've been pretty neutral on it.
They've been they've been giving it wide berth. I mean, it's one of the reasons why they've gained so much market share.
Yeah, but this guy is just, he's just going to town on this stuff. I recently checked to see when that different workshops. Not only were there only going to be 4 workshops around LGBTQ issues, but centering higher up leaders in the company. Not only were there no meetings to introduce team members to the only resource group Universal has for LGBTQ members and allies, but the third workshop was a planned memorial for the Pulse victims, specifically on how we can better honor their memory years later. And
now, do they have a group for the straight members as well? I mean,
I don't know.
I'm just being facetious.
Where's the group for the white women?
Yeah, where do white women at?
Where's the group for the redheads?
There you go.
I want to know. I mean, how much redhead erasure have we had to deal with over the last, 5-10 years, right?
Wow.
But the odd thing is he still apparently he works. This is what clued me in that he's maybe a park type person because of this tweet right here, where he talks about staying with Disney, because apparently maybe he works in the Disney parks as well. So this is why I'm thinking he's a theme park employee and probably not very high up. Disney storyteller, LDS scriptorian. I mean, he's got his pronouns in and everything, but
Yeah.
I don't get this.
So he's out on Twitter reading right now, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And this has me thinking he's a cast member type.
Yeah, he may work for both companies. That's fascinating.
But how could he get a meeting with the CEO? What's that about?
Well, these are the type of people who think they're entitled enough that they can burst into an office or a meeting with like the people at Netflix and to make demands and shit too. Remember, like that's the thing is we're dealing with a bunch of people who are entitled children. That's the problem. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to deal with some of them like entitled children. Yeah.
Well, and it's really weird because again, Mariella Newworth says, "Listen, all my friends are gay, like all." They aren't even into this nonsensical crap. I don't know anybody, absent one person, who dives this deep into that kind of thing, and it's very strange, right? And that's why they gather in these small clusters, and they've amassed a huge amount of power. And it's one of the reasons why I would point you towards the film that nobody's talking about what is a certain specific gender. And I mean, it's bizarre. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jason.
No, I was just going to say that. What was I going to say? This is Universal CEO female? Is there a woman in charge of Universal or the theme park?
Theme parks, I believe so now. I think there was a recent shift, but the company no, and the overseeing parent company Comcast no. I don't believe.
And I did see somebody had posted, we're getting a lot of those TikTok videos from teachers who are talking about, being non-heterosexual and what it means to be accepted by their kids and all that other garbage, right?
Right.
And somebody made an interesting observation that a lot of these teachers, especially the younger ones who are teaching elementary school, they're not adults. They're still children in adult bodies. They're emotionally stunted to the point where they.
Well, yeah, I wasn't kidding about that. Yeah,
and it's just it's crazy how much these people are taking this so seriously. I mean, this is crisis level stuff for these people.
It is strange, and that's the problem, is using your classroom full of juveniles as your counselors is a real problem.
Well, they're indoctrinating them. Well, that's the other problem.
But it's also, but I mean, that's not an unfair characterization. You're supposed to be utilizing your elementary years in education to grow and to realize, part of your identity. But you don't have any of these thoughts, especially when it comes to sexual identity, posited in your head until you're probably in middle school. I mean, I wouldn't know.
Well, here's one problem, and I hate to say this, but I think, first of all, there should be a law that, to be a teacher, you have to be at least 35 or older. I'm not kidding. I know you laugh, but it's I'm fucking serious, because if you're under the age of 35, you got no fucking clue what life's really about.
Yeah.
And more problems come from these younger teachers than anybody else. And this newest crop is the worst of the bunch. And it is a generational problem on top of, an influential problem in the media. And we're seeing the indoctrination in schools, and they've gotten to the point where they're not even denying that they have an agenda at this point.
Oh, you also sorry, Tom, but you also noticed that a lot of the teachers are now having relations, and it's a lot of female teachers having relations with these high school boys.
Well, that's another problem, right? Yeah. That's the other reason. Yeah, it's another good point and reason why you should have a lot older teachers. I'm sorry, but
we always had old ladies. Yeah,
you remember when Mary Kay Letourneau was an outlier?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, wait, she did what? And now it's like, oh, how many was it this week?
Yeah,
exactly.
She stuck with her decision to do that to her dying day.
Yeah. Which, okay, fine. If there's actually a serious relationship there in her case, okay. But this idea that, well, it goes even further than that when you're looking at how kids are expected to be little grown-ups, and it's not like we don't give them a chance to be kids. We throw them into all of this garbage that they don't need to have anything to do with any of this stuff at this age. We don't give them a chance to be kids. We don't give them a chance to be, just to go and just, run to the park and play. It's, all of this mental gymnastics that you've got to make in order, but it's to get accepted by the kids.
Which is weird. Yeah. Okay, so but here's the thing, and this is why it's so insidious, right? And I think
mess with your OCD.
No. I had to change it. But it's that thing. It's so insidious because essentially everybody wants to be special. And if you're a kid, you want everybody to see you as some kind of special, because all you're needing at that young age is some form of acceptance, because you want to be that one. You want to be recognized. You want that. And that's why these kinds of focuses on identity and all these other things, even if it's not true, you want to live that lie because you want to be special. You want to live something you don't understand because you want to be special.
And this kind of goes with the rest of the point I was going to say on that note, is I think that's another reason why so many people are coming out, right? Or you have so many of these kids who decide they're bi or whatever, is because they get the attention. It's the attention grab, right? They saw a lot of people get attention for it, and now they're trying to get said attention. I don't think many of these people are as genuine as they say they are. And again, I don't speak for any of the LGBTQ community in any way, shape, or form, so I'm not trying to pretend to. But anybody that I know in that community has all said pretty much the same thing. They don't agree with a lot of these newer ideas and shit that's being pushed, and some of these other groups that are trying to hijack the LGBTQ community for their own nefarious reasons. Maps, for instance. But yeah, like, just there's a lot of that kind of shit, and they're like, well, they don't speak for us, right? This is not, we would not agree with this shit when it comes to teaching kids. They don't agree with the drag shows. They don't agree with, your pronouns having to be announced. Like, that to them, from my experience and my conversations, sounds to me like it's a lot of new bullshit. It's a newfangled bullshit from a bunch of people who aren't really any of the things they claim they are, right? That's the thing we're also learning from a lot of these people, and they're starting to show their true selves. And that's another good thing, is the general audience, as we call them all the time, the normies. I hate to use that term, but it's true. They needed to see a lot of this stuff, and they're starting to.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of.
Go ahead, Six. I'm sorry.
When I was in high school, what I did to feel special was I dyed my hair black and I wore blue lipstick.
Exactly.
I didn't go to what I consider extremes that kids seem to be going to today.
Well, I just made this joke earlier, Six. It reminds me. I was like, I remember why can't men dress like women like they used to, and women be like what they used to when men would dress like men and dress more like women? Remember the 80s when the hairband shit took off? When men started wearing women's clothes and makeup? All women did was make their hair bigger, wear more makeup, and less clothing. Yeah. So we have that.
Yeah, I'm about to say the weirdest thing. Do you know what my favorite show was, and the reason it became my favorite show? Mad Men. Because men dressed like men. You wore a suit to work with a tie. You had an overcoat. You wore a hat. You knew the appropriate things to do when you got in an elevator.
And I don't even want to be a stickler like that culture. I don't want to be here like you should be like this and that and the other. Because I remember having this conversation with AFK Bard the other 2 weeks ago on your channel, and I brought up a great question, and I loved AFK's response to it, because I'm like, do you think that a better word have been comfortable instead of pride? And she said, yeah. Because that's the thing, is I think more people will be worried about just being comfortable with who they are and how they're dressed or how they look than this whole idea of being prideful about it. This whole addition of the pride factor to it makes it about, I'm better than everybody else. I'm special. I'm getting the attention. I'm the attention grabber. I'm this. Like, to me, that's not what it should be about. It should be just about being comfortable in your own skin.
And for those of you out there, AFK doesn't define themselves as their biology. So
I suppose, to be clear on that. Yeah.
And this is the thing. This is the thing that most people don't understand about us, right? Our acceptance level is just incredibly high, because you know what? We see you for who you are. If you want to be what you say you are, we will accept that and move on. We don't care about that nuance. And when we have these discussions, especially with people who are enlightened in that way, we are more than happy to have very open and free discussions. If you go back, and I think it's now 3 weeks, Tom, but if you go back 3 weeks and you listen to the last part of the stream, I think probably the best and most nuanced conversation we've ever had about any of these identity issues with somebody who does not identify as the sex they were born as. and it was incredibly elegant. It was an eloquent.
One of the best conversations I ever had on
here. I have no, and I couldn't even monetize it because, yeah. And I wouldn't have done it anyway. You know, it was probably fortuitous that I didn't monetize that stream because I would like everybody to see it without any kind of garbage in the way. And so, yeah, I will actually find that stream and pull it out and maybe make a video of it one day because it was thoughtful and informative. And that's something we need right now. And Brahma Bull throws up something that many of us have talked about. How many of us knew anything but Mr. or Mrs. Teacher and had no clue if they were married or not?
Yeah.
We didn't care.
Well, generally, if it was a Mrs., you knew they were married, but you didn't know anything beyond that.
Yeah, but even as a kid, I get the point. Most people don't understand the context.
Yeah, and
of
most
Mr. and Mrs. and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and young kids don't quite kind of even grasp that until 5th or 6th grade when they learn the nuance of the English language that describes married or not unmarried.
Yeah, I'd say more like 3rd grade maybe, but still. But no, this is a great point because, in my school growing up, the only time I really had any kind of reference to understand that a teacher was married to somebody was that you happened to have the couple working in the school together, right? Like you had 2 teachers that were actually married.
And that happened a lot. I mean, yeah.
Or the principal was married to like the music teacher or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like that just happens to be.
When I was in high school, we had one situation where we were fairly aware of a teacher's extracurricular activities because one of the history teachers was having an affair with one of the football coaches, and it was everybody knew it. There wasn't any kind of a secret.
See, that semes so innocent by today's standards, though, right?
The thing about it is, nobody respected either one of them because they were sneaking around on their spouses.
Oh, so that's a little bit different context. It was almost cute then, like until we they got spouses.
But I mean, but still, in my school, like in elementary school, I had Mr. and Mrs. G, right? And when I got to middle school, I had Mr. and Mrs. P, because for whatever reason, I had teachers that had worked together long enough that they developed a relationship and they married. But here's the weirdest thing: nobody cared. It wasn't an issue. Nobody talked about it. Just like, and somebody brought this into the conversation. Shoot, where was it? No, not that. Darn! Somebody said something amazing about their gay. Oh, there it is. Monkey Jeebus, of course. I had a gay teacher who wouldn't talk about it. You know why? Because that's not what they were. I mean, that wasn't the only thing that they were.
It's not their identity.
Yeah, that's not their identity. It's a part of their experience, but it's not their identity. Their identity was a fucking kick-ass teacher.
Yeah.
Well, and it goes to this delineation between reality and what's out there on social media. Monkey G was talking about how TikTok's not reality and Twitter's not reality.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at the progression, TikTok now is the Tumblr crowd that left Twitter after they went to Twitter after Tumblr got rid of the porn.
Right.
And this particular group, and this could, this is just me theorizing here, but there's this segment of the population that found Tumblr, and Tumblr, you could do the shipping, and you could do the slash fiction and the slash the slash art and the fan art and whatnot, and everybody thought it was so cool and accepting, and you found your tribe there, right?
Yeah.
And you could talk about this whole sexual agenda thing that you couldn't talk about anywhere else because all of the outcasts ended up in that same spot. So we're all outcasts together, right?
Yeah.
Well, then Tumblr gets rid of the porn, so they go all over to Twitter. Twitter blows up and becomes this cesspool, and now they're all over at TikTok.
Yeah,
it's weird. The whole group is just migrating from one social platform to the next, and doing the same kind of thing. And it's still not a reflection of reality. It's their perception.
Well, I'm glad that you use the term outcast, right? Because that's the beauty of us all being called istophobes, is that we are the original outcasts.
We were
right. We were all part of the group. We all accepted everybody. That's what we love about this. Is like, are you fucking kidding me? We were the guy that that kid that got picked on. We were the guy that said, "Hey, come sit at our table.
Yeah,
no, come hang out with us." We didn't care if you were black, gay, Russian,
I got
trans, whatever.
Except except that became more the norm. By the time I was in high school, there were not a lot of cliques. I mean, of course, you divided into the groups that you most likely associated with.
No, but I was one of those people that could kind of just like duck in and out of every kind of clique because, I was the nerd, right? I could find a way to.
You can work yourself into any group. Yeah, I agree with you, Tom. And
to find common ground. Yeah.
That's the important thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Six.
Tom was in theater, so everybody thought he was gay anyway.
That too.
That's probably true.
People.
Do you know how many women want to be that girl to make you not gay, though?
Say again, Jason. I'm sorry.
I said the band people never had anything to do with the orchestra people.
Well,
that was the line. That was a hard.
Wow, that's weird. But I do know this, and Mr. Tickletrunk, I think, is 100% accurate here. This is a manufactured movement. 90% of anyone who falls into the LGBTQ and all of that demographic doesn't like this stuff.
Absolutely, 100%.
That's been my experience around the world.
Which that's what they don't understand, and that's why I always say, like, what's this bullshit about gay stuff in entertainment? Entertainment has always been gay. Like, do you realize that 90% of the entertainment you see on TV has been produced by gay people?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you think? Like, this shit just comes out of nowhere? Do you think straight people think I have this shit? No.
No, dude, especially on things on Broadway, anything on the stage.
And them having that sexual orientation has nothing to do with it, but it just happens to be that being a performer, a writer, a creative tends to fall in that category for some fucked up reason. It's just one of those things.
Somebody who can other, right? Think in an other way. And that's the juice of creativity is the ability to see around that kind of thing.
Well, and here's a sad story, and not sad, but like kind of I don't know if I use the term sad. It's more ironic or poignant, however you put it. Like, there was somebody I knew growing up that was gay, and then that's why they said they were such a great actor, because they spent most of their life pretending not to be gay. Right? Like,
that's probably not inaccurate, right? And look, we have a couple supers I want to get to because we're going to wind down because we've been going longer than I will not get more than 4 hours sleep at this point. So let's do this. Rogue Thought for $5 says, thanks for the conversation. You're very welcome. Comics, movies, etc. reflect our culture. And these discussions help people understand that they are not alone in their thinking. And I truly believe that's true. I do. Anyone else? Thoughts?
No, this is brilliant. On point. Yeah,
it is. And this is why I love this. First of all, you guys out there, and we wouldn't be here without you. And I always say that, but it's just 100% the truth. You're brilliant. And I love YouTube because of the interaction. We're able to communicate back and forth. The chat is on fire. And not only that, even if you're not engaging with us, you're engaging with each other, which also I think is brilliant. This is why I think this platform, if it's left alone to be what it's supposed to be, will be amazing generationally. But
let's hope Elon buys it.
Oh God, that'd be amazing. But that's not possible. Mr. Tickletrunk, though, for a Canadian $5 says, when the Tumblr people, and this is speaking to Jason, I believe, who put their phobias and disorders in their bios came to Twitter pronouns happened, not a coincidence.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then that's where entertainment and politics get involved, right? Because for some reason, those two groups decided to use Twitter as their new demographic platform for some fucked up reason. It's like, no, you're getting such a small skewed demographic off of this. That's another reason why they like to keep people with different thoughts off of there, right? That's another reason why they don't like the idea of free speech, because if you have different thought, if you don't have an echo chamber, then they don't have as much control over the media. Right?
But do you ever feel like doing that and limiting speech in that way creates complete lack of nuance? See, and this is a part of the conversation that they always try to have. Well, that lacks nuance. You don't even understand the word nuance. And, it's
difficult to accept somebody who says that when they're constantly changing the goalposts.
That's true. Yeah,
I think part of it too is this infection of Marxist thought. and a lot of different things, because Marxism is based on separation of groups. It's the oppressor versus the oppressed. It's the bourgeoisie against the proletariat, right? It's the us versus them stuff, the elites versus the working class.
Yeah.
And this goes back 100 years, trying to change the culture of the United States.
Yep.
And this is part of that. This is an indoctrination of the kids in thinking that there are these groups that have to continue to be separate. And my thing has always been, is as long as you keep us focused on our differences, you keep the groups fighting each other, we're not looking at who we actually should be worried about.
Oh,
that's
why
Beltway in Washington D.C. right
100%.
Oh, absolutely, Jason. That's why I always said that we had this thing kind of dicked, right? We got to this point where we all realized that the problems were the corporations and the 1%, right, that had all the money that were doing all the controlling and the puppet mastering, and they got smart, and they realized, oh, they're against the man. Well, let's just scratch in the word white in front of that.
Well,
and that'll get the masses a little worked up for a while and ignoring what we're up to.
Yeah,
you're 100% correct on that.
Except that more and more people, and this is the beautiful thing, Tom, more and more people are waking up to that. And Mr. Tickle Trump says something that I think is real close to right. We were mostly past this stuff after 2000. Hell, I think we were past like 90s. I think we got to the 90s and we did not GAF. We did not. Nobody cared anymore.
Until somebody became president and made race everything about everything.
Well, all I know is this, and I'm going to try to wrap us up on that note, which is I get to hang out with incredible human beings on the regular, and it's shows like this, which have to air a little after dark, a little after my bedtime, so we get the opportunity to stretch our legs in areas I would never go during the daytime. And I have only these amazing people to thank, and I'm going to start first with...
Oh, no. Speaking of a member of the community.
Oh, hey, Culture. Where you been? I missed you. You haven't called? You haven't texted? I'm going to see you here in a couple days.
Well, I have a lot going on. I have multiple channels now. And, I actually missed the Cotton Council. And I felt bad about that. Were you there?
Oh, I'm always around. You know me. I'm always trying to help Jolly out, making sure he's got plenty of lube. I heard you guys were talking about Pride.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on anything that you heard this evening? We were talking about, including the super chat that's here.
Well, I think it's great. I think we should have more diversity. The Cotton Connection made sure to add me to their group, so they had diversity too.
Yeah, I agree. Look, and what do you think of this one? This is a great super chat. We're going to bring this up. It says the common nerd for $5 says way more chicks in the theater department than the football team. I always feel bad about this, but Nick Weiser said it was okay. Come see me. 776 to 1,000. Yeah, that's right. Common nerd is very, very close, and all of those points are accurate. Tell me about your experience in the theater department there, Mike Roch.
Well, you mean on stage or behind the curtain?
Let's stay on stage.
Oh, well, sometimes we bring a donkey on, and we bring out.
No. Like in earlier years,
We're
like
not in Tijuana.
Yeah, not Tijuana.
Leave the donkeys alone.
Not that kind of show.
Poor donkeys.
I think the donkey actually enjoyed it. Just saying.
Yeah, I think Rogue Thought thinks that might be an opportunity for target practice. Wow.
I think you can find me on Amazon for about $20.
Oh, make you holler. $20, make you holler. All right.
Wow.
Oh, wow. And you know what? We are getting a last minute visitor who I love in the weirdest way. I'm so glad he's showing up for the exit of the stream. Fat Steven. What's up, brother?
My ceiling collapsed.
What?
No, it's just pieces are falling all over the place. Sorry for that.
Are you having rain?
No, they're just leaking. This is the fourth one. How you guys doing?
Wow, shit, really?
I've been going back from. Yeah, it's been an interesting day. Every time a piece of the stucco falls, my internet crashes. It's quite funny. I'm timing it out right now. How you guys doing?
You were briefly on the Sunday Culture Review. It was like all of 26 seconds. Seconds.
My apologies. I heard you guys were all drunk. That was in the chat.
No, nobody's drunk here.
I'll come back later.
Oh, but we're actually ending the stream, but
I'll be back next Sunday.
Oh, please, dude. I love you, man. We miss you. You're awesome.
It's okay. No. You had a full panel, and I didn't want to take away from.
I don't mind if my panel's full. There's always room for Jello.
You don't have a full panel.
That's taken by Mike Crutch. What are you talking about?
Oh, hey now. We got Cosby.
I prefer whipped cream, but Jello will work.
He hides it in his beard. You gotta go digging.
All right. Well, Steven, since you gave us a drive-by, drive by.
Bye.
Oh, I love white people. Speaking of white people, Tom, tell us things about stuff and other things that you do.
Well, I got a Mead Radio 2 now.
When are you getting one back?
August.
Oh, shit.
Stuff and more stuff.
And things?
And things.
Oh, well, Shellback wanted to remind you something.
What?
Fuck you, Gilded!
There you go.
I hate Gilded.
The greatest payoff ever in the world. You know what? T-shirt. You're coming in next week. ...
Oh, is he doing the drama shit again? No, don't let him.
It's not drama. It
is. He does this. Even Snow can vouch this. He only has two panelists, and he had
my crotch is really Gilded. That's right. Yeah, exactly.
He's been begging for the last 3 hours to come in.
He's been begging for the last 2 years.
He's coming in the stream next Sunday. Good Lord. Give me strength. Give me strength.
Have you ever been on This Week in Geek, dude?
Yeah, I've hung out with the T-shirt before.
You've heard the spiel. One day I hope I get Tom and Culture on my channel.
Fat Steven is showing us his ceiling right now. You want to see it?
This has been repaired 4 times. In the winter, this is just the dining living room, but this thing went all the way down.
This
was repaired. This is repaired. Okay, this is the 4th time repaired.
That looks like the batarang accident I had.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Oh, Bats is here.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, it's that fat fucker.
Oh my God, it's the wannabe fat fucker.
You're showing off all your DMs.
Yeah. Oh wow, God, I was in there. That was gay.
No.
Yeah. The picture's not working.
Billy Crystal trending?
All right, well that's
Since
fine.
when has Billy Crystal been worth a shit? In the last 10 years.
30 years.
All right, well apparently
I've been waiting for City Slickers 3 forever.
Snowdub is sharing the stream with me for some reason.
Oh well, people know. There
I
you
don't
go.
know what's going on here. Somebody
What
said
hello.
What the fuck?
This is Jolly's Me Too moment. So I know Drunk 3PO's not in the chat anymore, but I know Jolly wants to talk to Drunk, so he'll see him in Dallas and confront him and ask him a few questions about what happened in Vegas.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Jolly's bigger than I thought. Isn't Drunk 3PO like 7'5" or something?
Drunk 3PO is 11 feet tall.
Jolly is very big, but not what
Drunk
you think.
3PO is 6'4".
Oh, hey, wow, my crotch. Well, goodness gracious me. I don't know how to get rid of what's on the screen. There we go. All right. So
wait. Before you wrap up, I have a follow-up comment about something we talked about like 3 days ago. The Twitter thread, which I didn't get a chance to read, and I can't actually find it on that person's profile. But if you click on their main page of their Twitter, they have a Buy Me a Coffee link. And if you click on that, it says that they're and I don't know if it's a man or a woman. It says is making content on intersectionality as a Black queer autistic, and then it says in one of his posts, In the meantime, enjoy this picture of me on the day I lost my dream job in the Disney college program when COVID hit last year. Because somebody had said something about, I wonder if they work for Disney. And so it doesn't sound like they're necessarily a Disney insider.
Oh, shit.
So I just had to throw that in before we wrapped up.
What?
Wow.
They have a few posts that are pretty prolific. If you wanted to go into that further.
If you bring something to the table, I will put it out there in the world. I am the Matt Lauer of the internet, apparently.
I thought you were a guy who played Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
I thought you were
way more
Moses.
hair than Matt Lauer.
I don't know that Matt Lauer is a good comparison to make. There we go.
Yeah, well,
Didn't he get in trouble?
Matt Lauer was what do you call it? Railroaded.
Well, you're not tubing, so that's good.
I am not tubing.
Oh, that's George. I miss his face.
I thought you were Moses for a minute.
Hey,
I
you
just
know
want to
what?
thank everybody for going to see my movie this weekend.
Was it the last crap eye?
Sean says the most important thing of the night.
No, that was my wife.
Unbreaded.
Unbreaded.
Did you guys watch Friday Night Tights? Friday night?
No, I was
Nope.
doing crochet.
Wait, you mean
Well-
on YouTube?
Yeah.
You mean on Nerdrotics channel?
No, on Pornhub.
Yeah, because there was mention of a donkey here tonight. There's a segment.
Oh,
Apparently, Chrissy Mayer got convinced to look up a particular video about a guy who let a horse do some things. The guy ended up dying.
That was
Are you
Clerks
going
2.
there?
Horseplay.
Yeah.
That's what we call horseplay.
Yeah.
That was Clerks
So-
2.
Okay, you look like an air traffic controller.
I'm waving that plane off. I'm done.
I'm
with
not
this.
going to go any further than that.
Whoa! Hey now. Okay. All right. Well, we
Were they hanging
wow.
low, or-
Shit. Who didn't
What
get
was
to
it?
say goodbye?
Was Ahsoka there? You know,
Bye.
Hey,
Rosario
Mike
Dawson.
Crotch, say good things about Snowdub and Jolly and all the other humans that are there, or
Is that
puppets
an-
that are there in the human
Is that an
world.
Akira figure in the back there? That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Akira!
Yes, that is an Akira. There's lots of cool figures back here.
Thing.
We're gonna get this Gina Carano figure. We're gonna get that
Ooh.
signed in Dallas.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
wanted to say something before you let that talking lemonhead go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys notice something about my movie this weekend? I say it's my movie because nowhere on that was that bitch's name. Nowhere near it.
That's right. Hey, how much cocaine or how big a bag of cocaine was required for you to make that movie?
Lots.
What movie?
Jurassic World, baby. We've been dominated.
Jurassic.
We
That's
dominated, and then I got arachnophobia
No.
coming as well, kids. We're
What?
halfway to Congo too.
No.
Congo too.
We're halfway there. We got arachnophobia coming next. Trust me.
We're halfway there.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, speaking of
living
which-
on a prayer. Did anybody ever tell you look like a talking banana?
Oh no!
A
I bet I could
taco
show
and
you.
a banana?
I could definitely show you some tricks with a banana.
It looks
Oh,
like when
boy.
it's like what happens when you
Mike,
only have yellow
Mike.
and blue lipstick left.
Is that anything like the penis magic I was promised in the opening of the show?
Oh,
It's a talking
Oh,
condom.
God.
I'll show you some magic backstage. Just you wait, big guy.
Hey Frank, ask why his mouth is like that.
Oh, I know why his mouth's like that. I'm from
Yeah,
Hollywood.
you've been there too, eh? All right.
It's a condition. It's called the PJ curve.
what is happening right now?
It cuts the balls while you still get the shaft.
Commander Ed Straker of Shadow for $2 says, "Please, guys, it's Wookiee Casino. Drag out."
Congo.
I think culture
Do
needs
check
to
out
look at me.
Snowdub's channel, though. I disrupted his plugin.
No, look. Here's an
Oh.
interesting thing.
Oh,
Yeah, give it a sub. If
I
you
put
like
up a
it.
new video.
Stop eating my sesame cakes.
George has new videos, guys.
Oh wait, yeah. Oh wait, this guy's important. He's one of my friends. He's
Not really.
handsome. He's
Because you
funny.
don't
He's
follow me.
brilliant. And I love this man in a weird way, and not the way that Mike Crotch might love this man. George,
Why does your crotch love this man? That's
No,
weird.
Mike
Yeah, that's an interesting take.
You said
No.
my crotch. You didn't say Mike.
No.
You said my
no?
crotch.
This is Mike Crotch.
You're
I know who
crotch.
Mike is, but you're talking about your crotch.
Oh, good lord.
You know, you could call me. We could talk about it later.
He's saying, George, you give him a chub. That's what he's saying.
I know.
Chubby Casino.
Chubby. It's been fun. Tomorrow you can find me. No, I can't say it.
You'll find me tomorrow night on Chubby Casino. We talk live on Comics Division about Dick's Division.
It's been fun. Thank you. I have a new video of me. All right. Have a great week, everybody.
Dude, check out this dude's channel if you're not already. George is not only brilliant, but he's funny. And that's an odd combination nowadays. I would like to direct your attention.
George, the Slayer of Giants.
There he is, yeah. I would like to direct your attention to this
Sexy Six.
That's right, this smoking hot
I'm
chick
getting that here.
with
I'm
the
clipping
incredible avatar and voice. Greetings, and tell everybody what you do and where you do it. Ooh.
That's an open-ended question. Like, you should not give her.
She's a great mod.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
There's
I
that.
try.
Yeah, run with that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna mod for Zax right now. Sub to Zax. He just hit 1,000. He's at 10,000 watch hours. He's gonna apply for monetization tomorrow, and
Awesome.
he's a great guy. He's one of the people I'm closest to on YouTube, and he's just he's really cool. He's really funny. He makes great content.
Like you can roll over and give him a hug at night, or what?
He's married.
No, he's married, and not to me.
Oh.
No, he's a really good friend, and I adore him.
All right.
Also sub to Mead Radio too.
All right. Well, the last man to come in and bring us a really amazing story that I think is going to go deeper into the rabbit hole in the very near future.
Again, with holes. Always with holes, you.
Sci-fi for me
It's all about the
TV.
This guy, this effing guy, his channel's great. He's got amazing shows. And on Tuesday,
we are going to, let me see, where did it go?
I don't know.
Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Live from the bunker.
Valiant Renegade, both are going to be on the show.
How come I didn't get an invite? What the fuck?
You're doing karaoke.
Are you doing meat during that time?
Depends on what time it is.
Tuesday?
It's a whole day.
Just pick an hour.
I think that's saying he didn't want you on, Tom.
I know.
That was the bitch hand of no.
oh man,
I remember this.
no.
You owe me
Jason
$500.
wants you on the stream. It's Tuesday at 1 Eastern.
Yes, Tuesday at 1 Eastern. We're going to be talking in depth about the firing of Peter Rice and what it means for Disney.
I'm definitely free at that time.
Yes,
Yeah,
Tom
he's-
is free.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link.
We're all free at that time. Yeah.
Tom will be there.
All right.
Culture is my date all day on Tuesday until meet. Yeah.
That's actually true.
And then Culture ditches you.
And then
No,
he ditches me for meat. This is true.
That's
Ditch
also
me.
I have witnesses. She's right here.
That's not true.
He ditched me. a
She
while
has
ago.
to witness the breakdowns when you don't show up, motherfucker.
Yeah. That was rough last week. That was really hard on me, putting up with Tom.
Okay, so okay, I'm gonna say this preemptively because I don't want to deal with anything in the background with my hetero wife mate, right? I will not be available on Thursday.
Why?
I will be in Dallas.
Oh, you really? Oh, I'll see you there then.
Who's she?
We almost went.
And leave your crotch at home.
Wait.
And the holes.
Did you get us the honeymoon suite, Coach?
Oh, it's a he.
Look at Culture blushing. What the hell, man? That's weird.
Are you coming as Moses? Are you going to put on the whole thing with the Ten Commandments?
Is it bad that every time somebody brings up Moses' name, all I can think is that song, Amos Moses?
No, actually,
Are you going to be partying Mike Crotch's legs?
Am I the only one who knows that song?
Now I'm
He
thinking
promised
about
me.
famous Amos chocolate chip cookies.
He
You know what?
promised me.
This show is
Is your beard
this
going
show
to be called the French Tickler during Dallas?
this show reached the apex an hour ago. I'm gonna go. I love everybody out there. You guys were
Get that
brilliant.
French
If you
made.
sent me anything that was a super chat that I didn't get, I'll figure out a way to do something for you. But not
Just
now.
Wait, no, what culture? If you miss any super chats and forget to do it tonight, you meet him in Dallas and just put him in his G-string. You'll see him there.
See you in a couple days, culture.
Oh my God!
Don't get.
He's gonna wear a thong, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed?
CultureCasino's theme song.
Feel like something needs change.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Let me show you what's up.
And it's not that bug.
This is Pride Month.
You wake up inside, something in a fun plug.
Oh God, adrenaline wasted. So mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. Yeah, look for Henry Keep making mistakes like that. I'll pay you in the face, you can make it back for it. I lose my shit, I go crazy when
This song is brought to you by Good Life.
and now you call bitch, you shut the fuck up. You
How does it feel?
A bit bad.
and now you're gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. Load up. And now that I'm gone, where you at, boy?
I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.
Oh God, it keeps on brushing his hair all day. I know there's no turning back. Brushing it all day. Like that. It's totally not gay.
He used his snare on his ass.
Never gonna give him up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around. And first, you never gonna make you cry, never gonna say could. Bye.
What the hell?
You just Gary rolled us.
Yeah, he needs to go outside and see the
Culture Casino show. You can't stay here. It's time to go. Culture Casino show. Culture Casino show. Boy, did he let his beard grow?
Can I say
Culture
piss
Casino
off
show.
YouTube? Is that allowed here?
Titty?
What?
I don't know. Crowder says it. YouTube piss off, right?
Yeah, who?
Who is picking these outros?
I have no idea.
Matt Mardigan. My name is Matt, and I'm here
This is
to
totally
say
Mad
it is
Mardigan.
because of my happiness you think I am gay. I make good rhymes, I have funny jokes. I have no rival, and that is no glow. People keep trying to be like me for their popularity, but you can never achieve what comes to me
Why do
so
I feel like I'm
easily.
listening to the Wish version
I'm so
of
far
Eminem?
over your head, you are more lost than if you
I just
were in
turned
Wonderland.
lesbian.
There's no advice given, Caterpillar. Step this and I'll show you a killer. We Matt Mardigan, Matt Mardigan. You can't get to me, you are it. That's smart again. We gonna like this off like we Matt Mardigan. Scared the shit out of you. Gonna make you short again. From the start, from the part, stab you in the heart again. Them days are no more. I have fun singing in the edge, like last month. Saying the word with a hard side to the form, side and hard like it's hard, like it's hard. I lay awake, back to them. I'm so tough, never ever to be alone, to be alone. You got no brain.
You need a sound editor.
We gonna like this off like we Matt Mardigan. Like we Matt Mardigan.
I think there's somebody echoing.
Matt Mardigan. Rewind. Let's go back to start again. This return to the part of the team.